Coming to you live from Stuart, Florida, the greatest little town in the world, it's the award-winning, critically acclaimed Get Up and Go show on AM 1450 WSTU. You're invited to call the show anytime at 772-220-9788. And now, broadcasting live from the Palatial Studios, here are your hosts, Evan and Bonnie.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Announcer. TGIF, it is definitely Friday, without a doubt.
Boy, you are grumpy in the morning.
I am never grumpy, okay?
Why are you so grumpy?
I told you I am not grumpy.
How hard is it to talk into a microphone?
Well, I think I do a pretty damn good job, that's for sure. Or should I say, for shizzle, without a doubt. Time now is officially 6:08. Mr. Clock, would you verify?
It's now 6:08 a.m.
And a top of the morning to you, young lady, Miss Bonnie.
Actually stayed up a whole hour after coming home from Palm City last night.
The heck were you doing?
So I might have gotten to bed instead of my normal 10:30. It might have been 11:30.
Oh.
I can't stop watching Cheers and the reruns, you know.
Oh, you're hooked.
I am really hooked. And now the other lady is on there who took over Diane Chambers' place after about maybe 5 episodes or 5 seasons, I want to say. Kirstie Alley. Yeah, Kirstie Alley came to the bar, and Sam Malone and Woody Harrelson, and you know, with all of those old great actors, I just can't stop watching. So it's amazing. Yeah, Cheers kept me up late, but I don't feel tired. I don't feel tardy either.
You're a big fan of Cheers?
I'm a huge fan of Cheers.
Really? I would have never known that.
Huge, because you see, my girlfriend, and when I was like maybe we were tweens, I guess, and her mom and dad would always, I don't know why, but for some reason they would always have it on. And those were the days when we didn't have Hulu or Netflix where you could like binge watch a show over and over again. It must have been like on a Friday night or a Saturday night that it was on, usually when I was sleeping over at her house. But her parents, that was one that they always were watching. And so it's a nice memory of her and her mom and dad and laughing to the show while they're at their little the island they used to have in their kitchen, and her mom would be cooking dinner, and you know, just like a really good memory to have.
Who is your favorite Cheers person?
My favorite one would probably have to be Frasier at this point. Frasier on the show, he's been so hilarious.
Really?
And,
why Frasier?
Why
Frasier? Of all the characters on that show, why Frasier?
I don't know. He just has this, he gives these funny looks, and he's always trying to give advice, and you know, sometimes the advice is taken, sometimes it's not. I guess Frasier went on to have his own spin-off, Frasier, and from the get-go, I think he is award-winning too with that, like Emmy-winning. I believe he is for playing that role, and his real name's not coming to mind right now. I'm just knowing Frasier, but yeah, his performance on there is so incredibly moving right from the beginning.
Now, if you had to pick a second character, who would it be? Your second favorite?
I was going to say not Carla, because I just kind of, I think she's funny. I think she's bouncy and spontaneous.
Okay.
There are times on the show that I just kind of get tired of her mouth and her one-liners. Yeah.
Really?
So, and you
don't like her mouth?
My least favorite would probably be, believe it or not, Diane.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Shelley Long, who
Why
is
Diane?
The original. I guess she's just like, I was acting so perfect, and she just kind of gets on your nerves. However, I have to completely say she acted so well with, like Sam Malone, and the two of them meshing together, and the way they held out in the first 5 seasons. Like I said, I have to give her acting ability all of the thumbs up and credentials.
So Cheers is like your all-time favorite.
One of them.
Yeah,
I guess.
What is your all-time favorite?
Oh gosh,
there's got to be one.
Yeah. Do you have one? That would be too hard to. There are so many. Wonder Years is right up there with that.
Okay.
I think
my favorite TV show of all time. Don't laugh when I say this to you. Okay. You can't promise me you won't laugh at me.
Is it My Favorite Martian or something?
That's one of them, actually.
No
Believe
way.
it or not. Yes. 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 How did you know that?
I don't know. I'm just
Yes.
have these psychic abilities lately. This is so unusual.
Yes.
That just kind of came to mind,
Mhm.
you know. And lately, I think our favorite drama lately again has been Sopranos. Has
Okay.
got to go down as the hour drama,
Okay.
which I like the best. That and NYPD Blue of past.
My favorite Martian, and of course, I bet you I talk about the other one all the time, so you should be able to guess it.
Is it like a half-hour sitcom?
No, it was when I was a child.
Batman.
Yes,
Of course.
Yes.
Yeah. Did you ever go and get the autograph from the real Batman?
Adam West.
Adam
No,
West?
I never did.
And I saw where some people got to go up to the Batmobile. Did you were ever able to touch?
I've seen replicas of the Batmobile.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
That would be cool, like even seeing a replica.
Yeah.
And like even after, like I mentioned this yesterday, after seeing the Titanic so many
Mhm.
times, I do want to see the replica of the Titanic when we go to Pigeon Forge this
Mhm.
coming summer.
Mhm.
But it's fascinating to see once you see something on TV and then you can actually go and see it, feel it, and touch it.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, my parents took me out to Las Vegas,
Mhm.
and boy, that was so many years ago.
Really?
We drove out there.
Okay.
But at the time, we were watching the TV show Vegas with
right.
Dan Montana.
Dan Montana. Yes.
Yeah. And so upon coming back from Vegas and then, watching the TV show was kind of excited because I would see then landmarks on TV and, like the Golden Nugget or something. And I would point my finger to my brother like, wow, we were right there. Wow,
Mhm.
I've seen that. I've been there.
That is way cool.
But yeah.
That is way cool.
It
Yeah,
really-
Batman's my all-time favorite. I'm just like a massive. I would if the sitcom was on today, I'd be watching it every single day.
Really?
Oh yeah.
So you are you're a Marvel fan then?
No,
A
I'm not.
fan of
I'm not a Marvel fan.
No.
I'm not a Marvel fan.
Or no, wait, I was going to say a DC fan.
No.
I think DC
No, I think
fan
it was
would
DC.
be
I think it was DC Comics.
DC. Yeah,
I think it was
Marvel
DC
is
Comics.
with Spider-Man and the Hulk and all them.
No, I just for some reason I gravitated to Batman when I was younger, and that was really it. I don't know why I gravitated to Batman. I just happened to like it.
I kind of gravitated to my superhero, of course, was because it was right in my era. Was
Really?
And yeah. And like, I love it how Bill Bixby's eyes would change when he would get mad. And that whole transformation of
Mhm.
him turning into the Hulk
Mhm.
was kind of cool. And that, of course, that Green Hulk got all big and scary. But that was like a go-to with a lineup on Friday night too. When I was a teen or tween or something, it would be Friday night after your homework, that whole 7 to 10 lineup.
Right.
I think it was the Dukes of Hazzard,
Oh my gosh.
the Incredible Hulk,
Yeah.
and then Dallas.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, who shot JR?
oh gosh. Oh,
Who
yeah.
shot JR? Were you a fan of Dallas?
I was.
Okay.
But were you one of those were you a little bit let down to find that it was Karen after that whole
I didn't watch Dallas. I wasn't a fan of Dallas.
Okay.
I just knew that it's like when it got towards the end and it was like who shot JR, that was like
Yes.
the biggest thing going on TV.
It was like the
was
biggest
crazy.
thing of the summer, and then waiting for that fall Dallas episode to premiere to find out. Everybody was on pins and needles. But then when I found out that it had been Karen, who I think was, if etched in my memory, if I remember right, I think it was Sue Ellen's sister, Karen.
Mhm.
But it was like kind of, for me, it was a letdown because I suspected that it was Karen all along.
Really?
And it was kind of like, it seemed to me like it was, just a little bit too obvious. And then there was that Dallas episode where they did this one summer where I think Bobby Ewing was killed off the show in
Right.
some kind of a car accident or something.
Right.
But he had been close knit with J.R. Ewing, the guy that played J.R. on the show. They were really tight.
Right.
And JR really, really wanted to bring him back somehow. So they did this kind of like stupid kind of thing where the whole summer too, you're thinking, okay, Bobby's dead, but he's coming back on the show. How are they going to do it? Well, I think it was Pamela, Sue Ellen, his wife, that stepped into the bathroom one morning and heard the shower, and the shower curtain opens and it's Bobby, and it was all just a dream.
Really?
That's
Oh my.
And I believe that's how they brought him back.
Oh my.
Only on TV though, right?
Okay.
I guess it doesn't have to make sense. It just has to kind of keep you watching.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I was also a fan of Superman, but not so much as Batman.
Oh yeah.
Batman was
yeah.
like my go-to show, but Superman, I liked Superman, but I didn't like Superman. I kind of watched it because I liked Lois Lane.
Of course.
Who cared about Superman?
Who does not like Lois Lane?
Lois
right?
Lane was the main character as far as I'm concerned.
And Superman is really obvious. You can see his muscles. It's hard to tell what kind
my
of...
God, those tights that he had on.
Yeah.
It was like if you put a quarter in his back pocket, you could read the date on it, for God's sake.
You could bounce a quarter off of his rear end.
I know,
It's
right?
So,
You
so
would say-
tight. I guess they used to say that back in the day.
Yeah.
But, and Batman...
Ting, pa-ting, 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 pa-ting.
And we can only wonder, what kind of muscles that Batman has under his cape.
We don't want to go there.
He always has the cape on.
Yeah, he's always got the cape on.
He leaves it to our imagination.
Yes, he definitely does.
That's why Batman is cool.
That's why he has that tool belt on, because he can reach into his tool belt and he can let me get the bat chain or the bat hammer or the bat screwdriver or the bat this.
Oh,
or the
does
bat
he have
that.
a tool belt under
Yeah,
there?
he wears that big
Oh.
that big tool belt, and everything was
Oh.
always bat this and bat that. And,
Yeah.
let me scratch my bat butt. Whatever you want to call that.
I
thing.
didn't know he had a tool belt
Oh
under
yeah.
there. It makes
If you Google Batman,
yeah.
and you'll see he had that big tool belt that he wore. It was huge.
Oh, it shows you
The
how
bat
much
belt is what
yeah.
it was called.
So he could carry everything he
Yeah, I mean
needed
he would
when
reach
he
he would
got
reach
into-
back there and he'd pull out like a flipping boomerang or something or like a hook with a rope and throw it and just all sorts of things.
Yeah, I guess he didn't have the he didn't have the watches on his wrists like Wonder Woman did. All
Right.
she had to do was bring two of her wrists out, and anything that was
she did like that.
shooting at her, she could boomerang with her.
Yes. Now Spider-Man, that was another one. Spider-Man was another character back in the day.
I love
where
Spider-Man.
He would
I
go
think-
like this
yeah.
with his wrists, and the webs would come out of his wrists, and they would capture you.
Oh wow!
So you could get caught up in a tangled web.
Tangled web, of
Yeah.
course. And I think out of all of these characters, I think Spider-Man is probably my favorite.
Really?
Yeah.
Probably because he crawls up the wall.
And
But
he-
then again, Batman
Yeah.
walked up sides of buildings with Robin.
sure he did. Yeah. He could walk up there perpendicular. Could he walk upside down?
I
Or
I
could
don't
he-
know.
Could he do a magically upside down?
I always
thing?
had a dream of walking up the side of a building like Batman did,
Oh,
like throwing the rope and casting the hook and then just kind of pulling myself up like this.
that's a really
and walking
cool
up.
dream.
Yeah, well, that dream never came true.
If I had a dream, I would like to be driving the invisible jet that Wonder
The
Woman
invisible
has.
jet?
Yeah, wouldn't it be
Oh.
fun to pilot like an invisible jet? And then
I've never seen that before.
I think I'm pretty sure her mobility was invisible
Oh, okay.
when she would
All right.
would ride around.
Okay. I don't even know who's on the show today. We just have a show for 3 hours. I don't even know if we have a special guest in the 8 o'clock hour. I haven't even looked at my calendar. I know that next week, Doug Hayner is going to be here from Married at First Sight season 1.
Oh, I know Doug.
Yeah,
I mean,
Doug will be here.
yeah, he's like etched in my memory the most out of
He's
all
married
of
to
the-
Jamie, and
and
they
Jamie.
have a couple of kids.
I hope they're still together. I
They
hope
are.
they find out
Yes.
that it turned out well.
Yeah, they are still together. They've been together for like 7-8 years. They have 2 beautiful daughters, and they're going strong. And they actually moved
Yeah.
to Florida recently.
Oh, really?
They live on the West Coast over in the Fort Myers area.
Very nice.
Yeah.
And you know what I find fascinating about that show is some of the people that get together and are not
Mhm.
attracted at first sight,
Mhm.
they seem to be the ones that make it.
Yeah.
They kind of do the work and
Yeah.
they learn that maybe that physical attraction isn't
Yeah.
all there is.
Like Doug and Jamie. Jamie was not attracted to Doug at all. she just didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, here we are 7-8 years later, and they got a couple of kids. So there you go. It just proves that beauty is not on the outside, it's on the inside.
Yeah.
6:22 right now on the Get Up and Go show. Let's head over to the news desk where Bonnie's standing by. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning, Evan. Florida's top education official said students should no longer be required to wear face masks inside of schools. Florida Education Commissioner Richard Corcoran sent a letter to school district superintendents throughout the state on Wednesday, urging them to eliminate their current face mask mandates and instead make facial coverings optional. Corcoran wrote in his letter, "We ask that districts which currently are implementing a mandated face covering policy revise their policy to be voluntary for the 2021-2022 school year." Corcoran said face mask mandates in schools do not impact the spread of the virus based on health data. Face coverings are a personal decision, and certainly families and individuals should maintain their ability to make a decision that is unique to their circumstances, Corcoran wrote. Broad, sweeping, mandatory face covering policies serve no remaining good at schools. City of Stuart Job Fair helps get residents back to work. Employers fill open positions, and WPTV's Derek Lowe has more.
Returning to work on the Treasure Coast.
Just looking for a change and a new start.
Job seekers networking with potential employers in person for the first time in months.
It's nice to have the in-person contact, and get to meet them, shake their hand, and get to see them,
Scott Striegel says it's a great change of pace from virtual job hunting.
I'm glad I came out. It was a great opportunity. I got some good leads, and hopefully it'll work out well for us.
On the other side of the interview is Dustin Spadavecchia.
We're looking to fill line cooks, dishwashers, hostesses, food runners, bussers, servers.
He says his new restaurant, Stringers, located in Sewell's Point, is planning to open in 2 weeks.
The biggest position that we're looking to fill, that's been the biggest struggle, has been, the kitchen staff, hiring line cooks, especially for the new restaurant. It's been a bit of a challenge.
At Thursday's job fair were 26 employers from a variety of industries.
I know employers are desperately looking for talent. Hospitality, construction are the two main sectors that are looking for people.
Victor with Career Source Research Coast says their next job fair is set for May 20th in Port St. Lucie.
We've hired a few more people. We're getting just a touch closer to where we need to be.
In Stuart, I'm Derek Lowe, WPTV, News Channel 5.
Authorities in Indian River County are looking for the people responsible for a disturbing case of animal neglect. WPTV's Megan McRoberts has the story.
Friday, Indian River County at the 4300 block of 25th Street. Someone spotted a wire cage tossed to the side, packed with 26 dogs, and called 911.
Those dogs were literally left there to die.
Michelle Quigley got the call that Animal Control was bringing the dogs to the Humane Society of Vero Beach in Indian River County. Her team racing to find them room and get ready for their arrival.
So we all gowned and gloved in full PPE. And actually just one by one had to triage them and then locate space in the facility for these animals.
The dogs were crammed into the cage so tightly, puppies were smothered underneath bigger dogs.
Literally, they could have been suffocated.
And someone didn't want the dogs to get out.
They had to actually be cut out with wire cutters. The cage was not able to be opened. It was literally appeared to be intentionally that way so that they could not be let out. That was startling.
The dogs range from just a few weeks old to a few years old, and they appear to be Chihuahuas or Jack Russell Terriers.
It potentially looks at as if it may be a backyard breeding operation. We have multiple females, multiple males. In fact, we had a pregnant female. There might be another one.
The older dogs fared well. The puppies were lethargic and dehydrated.
The puppies really needed that intervention quickly.
The Humane Society and Indian River County Sheriff's Office want to get to the bottom of who did this.
We're hoping that anybody in the area may recognize what the dogs look like. Maybe they know about property nearby that has a lot of dogs on the property. Maybe somebody saw a suspicious vehicle down that stretch of road at that time or preceding that time.
And the Humane Society is offering a $1,000 reward for anyone who comes forward with information that leads to an arrest and a conviction. All 26 dogs will eventually be up for adoption. In Indian River County, I'm Megan McRoberts, WPTV News Channel 5.
Well, lastly, there's an island in the middle of a lake in Kenya that's basically sinking. The water has been rising for years, and a herd of 9 giraffes were living there. So for months, a team has been using a large raft called the Giraffe. to save them. And this week they announced all 9 giraffes have now been relocated off that island. Brooklyn Nets center LaMarcus Aldridge announced on Twitter on Thursday that he's retiring from the NBA after experiencing an irregular heartbeat during his final appearance with the team. For 15 years, I put basketball first, Aldridge wrote, and now it is time to put my health and family first. Aldridge, age 35, said he experienced the irregular heartbeat during the Nets game against the LA Lakers on Saturday, after which his condition worsened. News time, we have 6:27. We'll have weather and traffic together next.
$6:28 right now on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's the Friday edition. It's time for traffic and weather together, brought to you by Code Red Roofers. Bonnie?
And we take a look at our highway conditions right now. Some road construction on the Turnpike in Palm City. And this is right around mile marker 122. It's Palm City Turnpike southbound, where the right lane is closed, and use cautions. Otherwise, it's looking like a pretty good ride on a Friday morning. No accidents and no other tie-ups to report. And that's your latest look at traffic. It's a partly cloudy sky in Stewart. It's 68. And in Wibai, Kenya, it's 80 degrees. Here's our weather at WPTV.
Happy Friday, sunshines. Waking up this morning to temperatures in the mid-60s under mostly clear skies and some patchy inland fog for the morning drive. This afternoon, warm and muggy, highs reaching the upper 80s, partly sunny skies, and a slim chance for an isolated shower. Overnight lows in the mid-60s once again, a few passing clouds, but otherwise mainly dry. Over the weekend, highs reaching the low 90s, plenty chances only at 10 to 20%. I'm WPTV First Alert meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
You're listening to the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie on Martin Heritage Station, AM 1450 WSTU. Now let's get back to the program with Evan and Bonnie.
It is 6:32 on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for viral videos. All right, so I only have one viral video this morning because the other two are unplayable.
Oh, because
Can't
of
play
some bad bombs, some bad bombing words coming out of the mouth.
I just can't play them.
Things that shouldn't be coming out of a person's pie hole.
Yeah.
And we can't play on the radio.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Oh,
This one is kind of very controversial that I'm going to play.
really?
It's a video of a British politician named Nigel Farage wishing somebody a happy birthday. Now, the person's name that he's wishing a happy birthday, his first name is Hugh. And the last name is Janice. Now, he does not pronounce the last name as Janice.
Janice, okay.
He takes the A
Oh, boy.
and elongates it.
Yes.
Okay. It is
He should have proofread this.
it is hilarious. Okay, I'm gonna play it. Okay, here we go.
Birthday. Happy birthday, Hugh Janus. I've heard you're a massive fan.
And he had no idea
No way.
that he said that.
Yeah.
None at all. He just kept rambling on.
You would think he would be hearing himself, and with that long A going particularly. And I mean, how was this name written out for him? Is it?
It was written out Hugh and then Janus.
Yeah, Hugh,
All right, here.
Hugh Janus, I would say. Hugh Janus. He gets it wrong.
Listen here. Here.
Happy birthday, Hugh Janus. I've heard you're a massive fan.
Oh boy.
Oh my gosh. Now, this is on the website Cameo.
Mhm.
Cameo is where people of celebrity stature or famous people go on this site and they create accounts, and people like myself as everyday people, you purchase different greetings, celebrity greetings for various amounts of money. Well, somebody paid this guy to say happy birthday to Hugh Janus.
Oh boy.
Yeah. And he took the Janus
Yeah.
and made it Janus.
It must be embarrassing for him over in Britain, because it looks like he is a British politician too. And
He is.
somebody might have and
He
if this
is.
went viral, how
I wonder if our friend Mark Hales knows who Nigel Farage is.
I bet he has heard of
Over in
him
England.
before. I almost
Yeah.
bet he would know of him more. Of course,
Unbelievable.
we don't know him or really recognize
No.
him, but
No, but I mean I just thought that was hilarious.
there's another video, Evan, that just kind of like re-went viral. I think it
Uh-huh.
happened back in January, where
Uh-huh.
a teacher got on with Zoom with her students, and then she thought they all had their monitors locked, or where they couldn't hear her
Right.
with the sound.
Right.
And then she kept trying to get them to react, but then they all turned their sound on, and they came in with
Oh, is that the one with the whoopee cushion?
this is the one where they came in with a big thank you.
Oh, the big thank you.
Each
Yes.
one of them was holding
Yes.
a thank you for the
Yes,
teacher.
I saw that.
which was really nice.
I saw that. There was no audio, I think, on that. That's why I didn't use that one.
Yeah.
But that's a great video, though, to
Yeah.
show the appreciation.
Kind of a feel good thing of the year,
yes.
where they're just kind of like re-showing it right now.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Definitely agreed. Bonnie, did you know that on average, we'll change residences or move 11 times in our entire lifetime?
You know, that's a lot of moving.
Now, I can think all the way back to when I was born and every place that I lived. Okay, when I was born, I lived in New Hyde Park. From there, I moved to another house in New Hyde Park. From there, I moved to Lefrak City. From Lefrak City, I moved to Sherwood Village.
Now, was this all with your parents?
Yes,
when
with
you
my
were
parents.
a child?
Yes.
So your parents did a lot of moving.
hmm Now, from Sherwood Village in New York, we moved to Florida to a condo on Kimberly Boulevard. Then we got another condo on 10th Street. So that's 6 moves. From 10th Street, we moved to Davie, to a house in Davie. That's 7. From there, I moved out of the house and I moved, let me think for a minute. From Davie, I moved. So that was my first marriage. So I moved in with her in Deerfield. Then from Deerfield, I moved to Sunrise. That's 9. From Sunrise, I moved to
You're getting
Delray.
You're really getting close
10.
to that 11 pattern.
Yeah, that's 10. Yeah, that's 10. All right. So from Delray, I moved to Lake Worth. That's 11. Lake Worth, I moved to Green Acres. That's 12. From Green Acres, I moved to Green Acres, another house in Green Acres. That's 13. From there, I moved to Wellington, which is 14. From Wellington, I moved back to Green Acres, is 15.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. From Green Acres, I moved to Lake Worth, which is 16. And from Lake Worth, I moved to Port St. Lucie, which is 17. So I have lived in 17 different locations in my lifetime.
But you know what? I think with radio people, we tend to move around more than average.
Well,
like,
yeah.
for instance, my parents, they never moved, have one solid house,
Right.
one solid area that they wanted to stay in. And they lived, my dad built our home
Yeah.
and they lived there ever since I remember
Now,
when I was a little baby.
Can you count how many houses
Well,
or
with
places
me-
you've lived since the day you were born?
Obviously, with me, it's going to be a lot more moving around than my parents because of my work situation,
Right.
which is in radio. I think
Right.
radio jobs come and they go.
They go.
tend to go. So,
Yes.
so you tend to move from, if you can't get another radio
Mhm.
job in that same market or same
Right.
town, you might pick up and leave to another city.
Right. So when you were born, where did you live when you were born?
In Wisconsin.
Okay. So from
yeah.
when you lived with your parents in Wisconsin when you were born.
Oh,
Then the
gosh.
second house, where did you go?
Wausau.
You went to
and-
Wausau, so that's 2.
I think I went to Louisiana
That's
for a
3.
while.
Okay.
Rhinelander.
Okay.
Rhinelander back to Wausau.
4, 5.
It's a lot of
Okay.
moving.
Right. So that's 5.
Madison, Wisconsin.
That's 6.
Yeah.
Okay.
And following Madtown.
Madison.
Of course,
Madtown.
I lived in maybe like a couple of places in Madison. So I lived in a few different addresses too
7,
at
8.
Wausau.
We'll
so
say
yeah,
8.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. So we're up
And
to 8.
down here, down to Florida.
9.
And
Now, how many places in Florida have you lived?
I lived out on Hutchinson Island.
Okay.
I lived in a house.
Is that the first place you lived when you moved here from Wisconsin?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
from there you went to?
my house on Langfield
That's
Avenue.
10.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Pretty much.
And that's the house you're in now?
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, the house I'm in now is in pretty much to the house I have now. So yeah,
Okay.
I've done far more moving than my mom and dad.
So you hit 11. You
I
definitely hit 11
easily-
also. Okay.
easily.
So you and I both fall in that category.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I
Very
mean,
good.
and it's just not surprising. I think it's
Yeah.
just like your generation. I would be curious to see how many times the people of generation. No, I was Generation X.
Mhm.
To see what the generation of the millennials.
Right.
I would like to see the stats of how often they move.
Mhm.
Compared to maybe like the baby boomers.
Yeah.
Or Gen X, where I am in.
Yeah.
Or compared to others in the past. I'm almost guessing they don't move quite as much.
I don't think so either. I would agree with you on that.
I mean, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I would
yeah.
definitely agree with you. Did you know that each year Americans use 100 billion plastic bags? That's enough to circle the earth 733 times.
Wow.
100 billion plastic bags.
Can you imagine that?
That's a lot of plastic.
I always put my plastic bags in recycle.
Mhm.
And then even like when I go to Aldi's or something, I
Mhm.
try to save my bags and, so I can use them again
Mhm.
when, and take them into each individual store.
Now, here's an interesting stat, and this pertains to the residents and moving. Did you know that about half of us admit they lied to one of their friends to get out of helping them move because they didn't want to move the furniture? I've done that.
Really?
Oh, yeah, I've done that.
Like
I'll admit it.
to a good friend?
I've done it. Yeah.
I don't think a person should do that. I would,
I've done it.
You know,
just
if-
because I just didn't feel like helping them move. So I just kind of like, but this is like a really super long time
Yeah,
ago.
but if I told somebody I was going to do something, I think I'm just the kind of person that I'm going to be there.
I didn't tell them.
I'm
I didn't
gonna
tell
do
them.
it.
I didn't tell them I was going to do it.
Okay.
I lied to get out of it.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't say yes and then tell them, well, I can't because.
Yeah.
I just did, well, I can't because.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, moving is, sometimes it takes
It's
a certain
tedious.
certain type of people.
Yeah.
When we moved from one house to another, was like 5 summers ago.
Mhm.
Gary and I moved everything on our own with a moving truck. Of course,
Yeah, that's a
but
pain in the arse.
It was.
Yeah, it's a pain.
He and I did the heavy lifting ourselves, and
Really?
yeah, that was.
Did you throw a couch on your back and walk down the street with it or what?
Well, you know what a pain in the butt getting couches out of
Oh my God.
houses are, and the
Right?
angles, like to get out from
The
maybe
door?
it has to go through the kitchen and then through the garage
Yeah.
and the angling.
And if you
of
don't
that
have a double
doorway.
front door, forget
Yeah.
it trying to get stuff out the front door.
I know.
That's a whole nother ball game.
You
You need
feel like-
instructions.
You feel like just breaking the front windows and hoisting
Throwing it
them
out.
throwing them
I've
out.
seen people
Yeah.
that live on a second floor balcony toss their couch over the edge down
Right.
because they don't want to go up the stairs, especially when
Yeah.
the stairs go halfway up this way
Yeah.
and then halfway up this way. Those are the worst.
I actually did that with a bed one time on one of my moving.
Could you?
I was living on a second story, and I threw my bed over the top of the balcony.
Could you imagine
Nobody
living
was
in a
standing-
high rise?
Yeah. Oh.
A high rise down in Miami somewhere?
I know,
And
right?
you have to get all your furniture up the elevator and how to get all you could only squeeze
Oh.
so much in that little box.
That alone,
Taking it up.
As much as I loved living out on the island when
Yeah.
I first moved here, you with your groceries, you got to load your
Oh,
groceries.
that's a whole nother ball
in
game.
that little cart, and then get that cart in the elevator, and it's just like more work when you're
Yeah, just throw a rope.
living.
Just throw a rope in a basket over the edge and just kind of pull it up.
Yeah, you could invent something like that, Evan. You
Yeah.
should patent that with like a little electronic pulley that pulls up your groceries.
Bonnie, did you know, according to a recent survey, do you know what the most prestigious job in America is? I'll give you 3 guesses. The most prestigious job in America, according to a survey recently.
Probably being a doctor,
No, that's wrong.
saving lives, a surgeon.
You're on the right path.
Yeah.
You're on the right path when you said saving lives.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I think it's a emergency personnel.
You are so
right at the scene.
You're so close.
Yeah.
You're so close. It's a firefighter.
Oh boy.
It's a firefighter. That is the most prestigious job in America.
It's a very hard job.
Yeah.
It's can you imagine being a firefighter? You spend years running up and down stairways and saving lives.
Yep.
And people got to look at firefighters and just look at the wear and tear, that can cause on their bodies throughout the
for sure,
years.
for
But they're
sure.
saving lives. Yeah, hats off to them. Really.
Definitely. Here's one more for you before we get to news. Did you know that 1 in 3 women who color their hair, they never tell anybody? Never tell a soul.
The last time I colored my hair, I didn't tell you, and you
Really?
didn't notice.
No kidding.
Yeah.
When was this?
Was probably 4 months ago already.
Really?
Yeah.
You colored your hair?
I dyed it a notch darker, and
I
but
didn't
you know
notice
what?
it.
You're not the only one. Tons of people did. I think Gary did notice.
Well, you just
my better half.
you only
noticed.
went a notch.
Yeah.
See, a notch is not all that much. Now,
Yeah.
if you go a couple of notches, that's a whole nother ball game, or
Right.
even a whole nother color.
right.
But you just going, like, if you were to take your hair right now, and if you were to go like a smidge lighter, or as you call it, a notch lighter,
And I went a smidge darker,
or a
to
notch
where-
darker.
to where I looked in the mirror, and to me it almost looked black.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I did that once. I colored my hair once in my lifetime.
What
Because
from
I
what to what?
Well, I started getting grays and I got really self-conscious about it. So when I went to get my hair cut,
yeah.
I said, "Can you make my hair black again?" And she said, "Sure, I can do that for you. No problem. We'll dye your hair." So I just closed my eyes and
Mhm.
sat in the chair, and I never opened my eyes up until she was done. And when I looked in the mirror, I was mortified.
You were more. I thought you would be like happy with those
No,
results.
because
Getting rid of all the gray.
no, because it was It was blacker than the ace of spades.
You weren't used to looking at that.
No.
You weren't used to seeing it.
I mean, my hair was black, but it wasn't that black.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my gosh, what did you do? I'm like, can you reverse it? She goes, no, it's got to grow out.
Did you kind of try to grow into it and get used to it after a while?
No,
'Cause
that was the only time I did that.
sometimes people do that.
No, now
Yeah.
my hair is predominantly white. Well, black and white, salt and pepper.
Yeah, which looks great on
Yeah,
you. You know, some men and women, some women too, they
Yeah.
get that silver hair look.
Well,
that
you
looks
got
great
that
on
lady
them.
from Marrying Millions, Noni. She's got that. You know,
She's pretty.
she's like a lady in her 40s.
Yeah.
And she's got that gray hair going on, and that's natural.
But she's a doll.
Yeah.
She's got it like a doll face.
Yeah. And
And-
that's natural for her.
Are they still together? Is she still with the skateboard man?
As
Skateboard
far as I
dude?
know, let me see. There should be an episode waiting for me to watch when I get home because it was on last night.
What really?
Yeah.
It continued into a like fourth season?
No, it's
now?
still the same.
Third?
It's still the same season going
Oh,
on.
okay. I have
They
to take a look.
they haven't done anything. So
Because the last time she proposed to him and he didn't like that.
right, so
he
they
had
reversed it.
to propose
Right,
to
and he
her.
finally went and he bought her a real ring. Yes, he
Ooh.
did. He got it from a pawn shop, which I thought was pretty cool. And she found out about it, and she thought that was really cool that he went to the length to go to the pawn shop even, and it didn't matter to her that it came from a pawn shop. Anyway, there's your daily dose of soap stuff. It's a news time at 6:48 on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's all brought to you by our good friend at St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. For the best deals in town on precious metals, go see Hawk Levy at St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. Bonnie has the headlines. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning, Evan. Florida's anti-riot bill is headed to the governor, who has said he looks forward to signing it Thursday night. The controversial policy cleared its final hurdle, the Senate, in a near-party line vote 23-17. HB1 was a major agenda item this year, which the GOP majority can now cross off its list. Sponsor Senator Danny Burgess said before the bill was about preserving law and order. Here's local reaction from Tallahassee.
We are certainly going to be allowed to do peaceful protests across our state, and that we will continue to be able to do that. However, we do not want to see actions that we've seen, such as in Minneapolis or in Portland, where property damage enters into the fray.
In my personal opinion, is geared towards silencing the people and dissuading organizers from bringing the community together.
Proposed by the governor following violent Black Lives Matter protests last year, HB1 allows local police to challenge budgets, opens communities to liability for poor riot control, and creates or strengthens penalties against those it deems rioters. Senator Jeff Brandes of St. Petersburg, the only Republican opposed, called the bill a missed opportunity for criminal justice reform. For Democrats, united in opposition, approval was a solemn moment. Several members addressed the Capitol Press Corps dressed in black following the floor vote. DeSantis will likely waste little time signing the bill upon its arrival. HB1 takes effect immediately with his signature. City of Stuart Job Fair helps get residents back to work. Employers fill open positions. And WPTV's Derek Lowe has more.
Returning to work on the Treasure Coast.
Just looking for a change and a new start.
Job seekers networking with potential employers in person for the first time in months.
It's nice to have the in-person contact, and get to meet them, shake their hand, and get to see them,
Scott Striegel says it's a great change of pace from virtual job hunting.
I'm glad I came out. It was a great opportunity, I got some good leads, and hopefully it'll work out well for us.
On the other side of the interview is Dustin Spadavecchia.
We're looking to fill line cooks, dishwashers, hostesses, food runners, bussers, servers, bartenders.
He says his new restaurant, Stringers, located in Sewell's Point, is planning to open in 2 weeks.
The biggest position that we're looking to fill, that's been the biggest struggle, has been, the kitchen staff, hiring line cooks, especially for the new restaurant. It's been a bit of a challenge.
At Thursday's job fair were 26 employers from a variety of industries.
I know employers are desperately looking for talent. Hospitality, construction are the two main sectors that are looking for people.
Victor with Career Source Research Coast says their next job fair is set for May 20th in Port St. Lucie.
We've hired a few more people. We're getting just a touch closer to where we need to be.
In Stuart, I'm Derek Lowe, WPTV. News Channel 5.
Well, lastly, a Land O'Lakes man won a whopping $235 million playing. Thomas Yee, age 23, claimed a $235.4 million jackpot prize from the Powerball drawing held on March 27, 2020 at Florida Lottery headquarters in Tallahassee. He chose to receive his winnings in a one-time lump sum payment of $160,038,447. Minnesota Twins shortstop Andrelton Simmons has tested positive for coronavirus and was placed on the COVID-19 injured list Wednesday before the team's doubleheader against the Boston Red Sox. Simmons has said he doesn't plan to get the COVID-19 vaccine, which was made available in a single shot dosage to the team at Target Field last Thursday. Twins president of baseball operations Derek Falvey said Simmons was experiencing very mild symptoms and resting at home. The positive test result was received late Tuesday after the Twins lost 4-2 to the Red Sox. Scores from last night: the Cleveland Indians over the White Sox 4-2. Atlanta Braves win over the Marlins. News Time 6 Together will be next.
On the Get Up and Go show, it's time for traffic and weather together. Here's Bonnie.
Well, we're not finding any accidents on this Friday morning, but just keep in mind on the Turnpike southbound in Palm City at mile marker 133, some road construction and the right lane is closed. There's your latest look at traffic. Port St. Lucie is at 66, in Long Beach, California, 54. Here's our forecast at WPTV.
Happy Friday, sunshines. Waking up this morning to temperatures in the mid-60s under mostly clear skies and some patchy inland fog for the morning drive. This afternoon, warm and muggy, upper 80s, partly sunny skies, and a slim chance for an isolated shower. Overnight lows in the mid-60s once again, a few passing clouds, but otherwise mainly dry. Over the weekend, highs reaching the low 90s, plenty of sunshine with rain chances only at 10 to 20%.
First Alert meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450 Heritage Station.
If you have a suggestion for the show, we would send us an email to WSTUmorningshow@gmail.com. Now let's get back to the Get Up and Go show. Here's Evan and Bonnie.
6:58 on the Get Up and Go show. Just that fast. 1 hour down, 2 more to go. And then we're officially swimming into the weekend, Bonnie.
Yeah, it's going to be, hopefully everybody has some great plans for an amazing weekend ahead here on the Treasure Coast.
What are you doing this weekend? Anything special?
I might either go to, I'm considering the B&A flea market.
Okay.
Possibly get a massage.
Really?
Or I might head up to Fort Pierce and look at their downtown area, you know, and, attend their flea market.
Where are you going to get a massage
Get
at?
around town.
Where you work?
Yes.
Really?
Why, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you get a discount?
I do get a discount.
Wow, I like that. Can't beat that with a stick.
It's the perks of working there, I guess.
Love it.
But-
Love it. Folks,
yeah.
stick and stay. Don't go away. Hour 1 gone. Hour 2 just around the corner right here at WSTU Stewart, Martin County's Heritage Station. The news is coming up next. We'll be back.
Coming to you live from Stuart, Florida, the greatest little town in the world, it's the award-winning, critically acclaimed Get Up and Go show on AM 1450 WSTU. You're invited to call the show anytime at 772-220-9788. And now, broadcasting live from their palatial studios, here are your hosts, Evan and Bonnie.
Well, thank you very much, Madam Announcer. It is Friday, April the 16th, 2021.
Trust me, you're going to love this.
Okay, I really hope I'm going to love it.
If you need to know something, you just Google it.
Okay, well, that's what Bonnie does, and that's what I do.
What's going on?
Well, what's going on is that we're happy that it's Friday. It's 7:07 on a Friday morning. Mr. Clock, would you certify?
It's now 7:07 a.m.
That's right, Bonnie. 1 hour down and not even 2 to go. 1 hour and 55 more minutes.
Yeah, and does the weekend officially start for you when you leave here at 9?
The minute I walk out that door, at 10, actually.
Yes.
Because I have to do the award-winning, critically acclaimed Priest and the Rabbi show. The minute I walk out that door, a little after 10 a.m., that's when my weekend officially starts. But then again, I have no weekend because I work 8 days a week. So I have no weekend. So the weekend doesn't start.
So, like, what part of your week do you get that emotional high where it feels like, you completed something, you get a little break? What part of your week gives you that weekend kind of feel?
You know, to be very honest with you, I try to go to bed a little later on Friday and Saturday night and try to sleep in. But I cannot sleep in if my life depended on it.
Even though as you go upon going to sleep, your head hits the pillow, you think you're going to sleep in, but then
Just
surely
doesn't happen.
You just kind of wake up at that natural hour.
I naturally wake up at 4 a.m., 4:15.
I know tomorrow I'm sleeping in till at least 6 or 6:30, and then I'll go on my jog. But 6 or 6:30 for me is sleeping in. Seriously.
Well, yeah, considering because you don't have to be here at let me make sure I get
6.
this right. No, let me correct you. 5:38.
Yeah.
5:38 is when you walk in the door here.
Yeah.
Exactly at 5:38. If you're any more than 5:38, you're early, and I think you're running a fever.
Yeah.
Because you're here before 5:38. And if you're after 5:38, I get worried and I call Brian Bosio and we put out an APB bulletin for you.
Oh, Brian Bosio, I saw him on WPTV TV this week.
No way.
Yes.
How was he looking?
He looked great.
Yeah.
You know, Boz always does very well. I hope he doesn't mind me calling him Boz.
Okay.
But I saw him, they did a story on taser versus gun for a weapon.
Right.
And kind of differentiating the use of the taser and the gun in...
Did they do a demonstration?
I didn't really see them do a demonstration.
Would you
no.
volunteer for a demonstration like that?
Oh, getting used by a taser being used on me?
Yeah.
Heck no.
No?
No.
Okay.
The sting of that would be an incredible matter.
I would
I
probably
can't even-
grow hair on my head. It'd help me out probably.
It would probably remove the hairs from your chest if you have any
That and on my
hairs.
back
And yeah.
and everywhere else.
I know. But yeah, Boz did really good on it. They were just, asking him kind of just distinguish taser rather than gun. And, like always, Mr. Bosio was very, very knowledgeable. So glad to see his smiling face on our news source, WPTV this week.
Uh-huh. Very good. Let's do some birthdays and anniversaries. And as always, we start off with the one and only Queen herself, Bonnie. Talk to me.
Who do I want to say happy birthday to? I thought
Okay.
there was someone. I forgot.
Wow. Okay.
Just anybody having a birthday in this month of April. I guess an early birthday to Ken at
Okay.
work because I found out his birthday is coming up.
Is he related to Barbie?
Oh, I'm really not sure. I got to ask him. I got to ask him next
His
time
name
I
is
see
Ken.
him. Yeah.
Maybe he's got a Barbie.
He doesn't have that van parked out on the side.
Oh,
He
okay.
doesn't have the Ken van out
Okay.
there. I don't know if he has the pool or if his wife is Barbie. I'll have to find out.
Okay. 18 years ago today, I was looking at a very pregnant Rachel.
Yeah.
18 years ago today, which would have been on the day of the week would have been Sunday, Saturday, Friday, Thursday. on a Thursday, 18 years ago on a Thursday, I was looking at a very impregnated wife of mine who was very miserable.
Oh boy, did she get sick or something?
Yeah, she
Is
just didn't have a good pregnancy.
having a miserable. Did she have that with all of her pregnancies?
She's only been pregnant once. My God.
Oh,
how many kids do you think she has?
I thought she had 4 or 5. I
No.
don't know. I lost count.
My God. No, heck no. She's only got one, and
So
that's Gavin.
She has Gavin. Okay.
Yeah, she has Gavin.
She probably thought, "Oh God, gosh, Bonnie, one was enough.
Yeah.
Don't give me
Pretty
more
much
pregnancies."
The one almost killed her and the baby. It was that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, she's a one and done girl.
I hate it that some women have to go through
Yeah.
it, and then other women,
Man.
no problem, just like 1
She
hour
went through,
and
she
woo,
went through the
it's out
meat.
of there.
She went through the meat grinder.
Yeah.
She went through hell.
If I ever had a baby, I would want it being born in a swimming pool.
Really?
I've always said that.
I've seen
Yeah.
and it's funny you mention that because that's something you can talk to Doug about from Married at First Sight. Their second child was born in a swimming pool.
Where did you told me that last week, or did
Yeah.
I see that?
Yeah.
I think you're right.
It was really cool. And they
Oh.
filmed the whole thing and shared the whole thing with the world.
Yeah.
It's really amazing.
And that little baby just comes up swimming.
Yeah.
The little baby being a natural
Yeah.
born swimmer. I
But,
love it.
Yeah, like I was mentioning, we almost lost Rachel and Gavin. I mean, literally, they almost died, both of them. If my wife is listening, she can call and she'll give you the long and the short of it of how Gavin actually was named.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
crazy. It
yeah.
has to do with my wife being possessed. right after the
Oh, wow.
right before the baby was
Yeah.
or right after the baby
She,
was
maybe it's almost like maybe she didn't care. She cared, but she didn't. I bet she was like in so much pain.
Well, it had to do with me giving the lady a name and then my wife like just sitting up out of nowhere and then just went right back passed out.
If she was possessed, I'm surprised that Gavin's not Damien.
No. That's actually a nice name. But
Damien is a nice name.
yeah, Damien
it's-
Damien is a nice
It's
name.
just that darn movie.
Yeah.
I don't know how many young
Was it
boys were.
Poltergeist?
That was The Omen.
Yeah.
I don't know how many boys were named Damien after that movie.
Yeah.
Or then you got like The Exorcist. Her name was Reagan.
Oh my God, that's a whole nother. That movie scares me.
Reagan's kind
where
of
the
a-
girl's head goes round and round and
Oh,
round
in that 360.
like that. 360.
That was a
That was
scary
Linda
moment.
Blair, wasn't it, or something like that?
I keep remembering she's in that room and then that head goes in a 360 and that's like one of the scariest memories.
I wasn't mentally right after I saw that.
I know, it's just the
Messed me
oddness and the screwiness of that. and
Totally,
it's,
totally screwed me up.
It is. It's bothersome.
Sadie Sink is 19 years old today. That's Max on Stranger Things. Anya Taylor-Joy is 25. That's the chess prodigy Beth Harmon on the surprise Netflix hit The Queen's Gambit. Liliana Mummy is 27. That's the sweet little Lucy from Tim Allen's Santa Claus movies.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, sweet
Yes.
little Lucy, huh?
Yes, sweet little Lucy.
Yeah.
Yes.
You got to have a sweet little,
A
just like a little
Lucy.
little Sue Who in all those
Yeah.
movies.
Lorraine
Yeah.
Nicholson, 31 years old today. That's Jack Nicholson's daughter.
How old is his daughter?
One,
And
Claire
see,
Foy.
I didn't even know he had a daughter.
Yeah, neither did I.
I got to look her up to see how much she looks like Jack and if she has those wild eyes things going.
Claire Foy is 37. That's she is Queen Elizabeth on The Crown. Gina Carano is 39. That's the MMA minx who was fired from The Mandalorian. Gerardo is 56, otherwise known as Rico Suave.
Not to get confused with Geraldo.
Right, exactly. Martin Lawrence is 56. Martin Lawrence, 56 years old.
Martin Lawrence.
Mhm.
Why don't I know him? Why do
He's a-
I know him, but I
He's
don't know
an
him?
actor, showbiz, comedian, all that good stuff.
Okay.
John Cryer, 56, also Lex Author on CW's Supergirl. David,
And John
Turner.
Cryer, too, from 2.5 Men.
Yes.
He's an excellent actor,
Yes.
I think.
David Perner is 57, the Soul Asylum singer. From the Osmond brothers, Jimmy Osmond is 58 years old. 58.
Now,
Hard to
is
believe.
Jimmy older than Donnie?
No,
and
he's
Marie?
younger. He's younger.
Oh, you're right. I think
He's the baby of the bunch.
I think Jimmy was the younger one. I think you're right.
Yeah,
And
he's the baby of the bunch.
the baby of the bunch is 58 today.
Right,
No
exactly.
kidding, huh?
Ellen Barkin is 67. That's the Big Easy Sea of Love and Oceans from Oceans.
Oh yeah, actress Ellen Barkin. How old? 67?
67.
Yeah, she was in Al Pacino in Sea of Love.
Yep.
That was a pretty good hair-raising
Yep.
flick.
The head coach of the New England Patriots, Bill Belichick.
How old?
That's right, 69 years old today. Bill
Mhm.
Belichick, 69 years old.
I hope Tom Brady calls to wish him a happy birthday today.
That'd be nice if he calls us.
I hope he does. I hope Brady calls him.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, 74 years old today. Mr. Bobby Vinton is 86.
Bobby Vinton is still with us.
Yes.
Ah.
He's 86. Biggest hit
Blue
was
Velvet?
Blue
Yeah,
Velvet.
yeah.
Yes. Selena, man, let me tell you, there's an artist that is gone way too soon.
She died in about 2002 or 2003.
1995.
95.
95.
Oh, Selena.
Yes,
okay.
Selena.
I have her confused with the One Eye Lopez girl from TLC that died in 2003.
Okay.
Okay, so Selena we're talking
Selena.
about.
I Could Fall in Love and Dreaming of You were her biggest hits. I remember meeting her before she ever became famous.
Really? Oh,
She had a band that she sung in with her father's band. They were called Los Dinos, and they were called Selena y Los Dinos.
sounds like Los Lobos.
And they used to rent the skating rink that I used to manage on Sunday nights
Down in the Lauderdale area.
in Green Acres. It was
Uh-huh.
called Atlanta Skateway, and they used to have what was called Tejano Night, where the band would play, and it was predominantly people that came of the Mexican culture
Yeah.
to listen to the Tejano music and the Mexican music, and they would pack that place with 600-700 people. It's
Really?
amazing. And I
Ooh.
met her, and she had just released her first album called Selena y Los Dinos. She was not famous, not popular at all. She gave me a copy, and she signed it for me.
Do you still have it?
I can't find it if
Oh.
my life depended on
I
me.
hate it when that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
you see, we move a lot and we misplace
Yeah.
things.
And I got to know her from performing there all the time. And it was crazy how all of a sudden she shot to stardom, and
Yeah.
I saw her perform
Kind of blew your mind, right?
yeah, before she became famous.
Wow. Yeah,
So-
that's pretty cool that you got to meet her then. She must have
Yeah.
only been about what, 17?
She was, let me see, she was born in 71, 81, 91. So she was 24 years old.
Yeah, she would be about 50, 51 today.
Yeah.
Would be.
Yeah. She would be like J-Lo.
J-Lo played her in a movie, didn't she?
Yes, she did.
Yeah.
And J-Lo did a phenomenal job.
She did. I see J-Lo making news.
Don't even get me started.
Her and Rodriguez, is it Alex Rodriguez?
Alex Rodriguez, yeah.
No longer together, I guess.
They figured out, and they admitted publicly, finally, they came forward and said they are going to be better off as friends.
Don't you think that's kind of okay though? Kind of a
That's fine.
okay situation.
That's fine, but they should have admitted that weeks ago when all the turmoil and all the news was floating around that they split up.
Yeah. Oh,
And they
yeah,
didn't want to admit
yeah.
anything publicly, and now they're coming out publicly.
Well, they don't have any kids together either, do they?
No, I don't think so.
She has She has children with Mark Anthony now.
Yes.
Mark Anthony, and
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So they're going to remain friends.
It is
so,
what it is.
Yeah.
Celebrating a birthday in the heavens also was Selena, we mentioned. George the Animal Steele from the WWF days, the old school wrestler who used to bite off the turnbuckles.
He bit off turnbuckles.
He bit off turnbuckles.
Does he
He
have
had
any?
the green tongue.
Does he have any teeth left?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, not
yikes.
now. He's dead. He's buried.
Oh.
He's been gone for 5 years already. It's
Oh,
hard
boy.
to believe. I remember going up to Titusville and having lunch with him in his condo.
Wow.
Probably, I
Yeah.
want to say 10, 15 years ago. He invited me up.
How neat. How neat.
And we had lunch together. Very, very nice man.
What did he make for lunch?
I don't even
Did he
remember.
have-
Maybe it was
did he
turnbuckle
make-
soup. Who knows? Charlie Chaplin celebrating a birthday in the heavens. He passed away today, and he died in 1977. And Wilbur Wright, Bill's big brother, passed away in 1912. and it is his birthday as well. And you know what today is? And we both missed it, and we were supposed to do something
Yeah,
today.
we were supposed to wear something to work today,
it's,
weren't we?
it's pajamas to work day.
Let's see if
Pajamas to
I'm
work
looking
day.
down to see if I have anything pajama-like on today, and I don't.
I sleep in, well, we don't want to divulge what I sleep in, but anyway, I couldn't wear that to work. That just because we have the camera on, I'd get arrested for indecent exposure.
I would have to wear sunglasses.
Yeah, definitely blinders. That's for sure. 23 days until Mother's Day, 42 days until Memorial Day weekend, and 65 days until Father's Day.
I love the sound of Memorial Day weekend coming up. That first start of it's officially summer.
And you know, it's crazy because everybody thinks that Memorial Day means you go out and party and you know things like that, but people don't understand the true meaning of Memorial Day because it's when we pay homage to those who sacrificed their lives for this country.
Absolutely.
Without a doubt.
Yep.
And that's the first and foremost. A lot of people think, well, you just go out and party and you cook steaks and you drink beer. Well, that's not the
well, we do that too. But
yeah.
yeah, we got to pay homage and
Yeah.
remembrance. That's for sure.
That takes
Yeah.
the back seat, and remembering those that sacrificed is what always comes first.
Oh, absolutely.
So we thank those of you
Yeah.
that sacrifice your lives and those that are still alive that serve this wonderful, great nation that we live here, which is called the United States of America. News time. Let's head to the news desk where Bonnie is standing by with the headlines. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning, Evan. Authorities in Indian River County are looking for the people responsible for a disturbing case of animal neglect. WPTV's Megan McRoberts has the story.
Friday night along a gravel road in Indian 100 block of 25th Street Southwest. Someone spotted a wire cage tossed to the side, packed with 26 dogs, and called 911.
Those dogs were literally left there to die.
Michelle Quigley got the call that animal control was bringing the dogs to the Humane Society of Vero Beach in Indian River County. Her team racing to find them room and get ready for their arrival.
So we all gowned and gloved in full PPE and actually just one by one had to triage them and then locate space in the facility for these animals.
The dogs were crammed into the cage so tightly, puppies were smothered underneath bigger dogs.
Literally, they could have been suffocated.
And someone didn't want the dogs to get out.
They had to actually be cut out with wire cutters. The cage was not able to be opened. It was literally appeared to be intentionally that way so that they could not be let out. That was startling.
The dogs range from just a few years old, and they appear to be Chihuahuas or Jack Russell Terriers.
It potentially looks at as if it may be a backyard breeding operation. We have multiple females, multiple males. In fact, we had a pregnant female. There might be another one.
The older dogs fared well. The puppies were lethargic and dehydrated.
The puppies really needed that intervention quickly.
The Humane Society and Indian River County Sheriff's Office want to get to the bottom of who did this.
We're hoping that anybody in the area may recognize what the dogs look like. Maybe they know about property nearby that has a lot of dogs on the property. Maybe somebody saw a suspicious vehicle down that stretch of road at that time or in the hours preceding that time.
And the Humane Society is offering a $1,000 reward for anyone who comes forward with information that leads to an arrest and a conviction. All 26 dogs will eventually be up for adoption. In Indian River County, I'm Megan McRoberts, WPTV News Channel 5.
Florida's top education official said students should no longer be required to wear face masks inside of schools. Florida Education Commissioner Richard Corcoran sent a letter to school district superintendents throughout the state on Wednesday, urging them to eliminate their current face mask mandates and instead make facial coverings optional. Corcoran wrote in his letter, "We ask that districts which currently are implementing a mandated face covering policy revise their policy to be voluntary for the 2021-2022 school year." Corcoran said face mask mandates in schools do not impact the spread of the virus based on health data. Face coverings are a personal decision, and certainly families and individuals should maintain their ability to make a decision that's unique to their circumstances, Corcoran wrote. Well, a guy near LA went hiking this week and got stranded overnight. He texted a photo to a friend of his legs dangling off a rock overlooking a canyon. Then later he said he was lost and that his phone was dying. So rescuers started searching and posted the photo in case anyone knew the area. And a random guy named Ben Koo saved the day. You see, Ben has a weird hobby where he enjoys looking at random photos to see if he can figure out where they were taken. So he got to work, figured out the general area, told the cops, and good news, they found the guy. Lastly, a Land O'Lakes man won a whopping $235 million playing the Powerball. Thomas Yee, age 23, claimed a $235.4 million jackpot from the Powerball drawing held on March 27, 2020 at Florida Lottery headquarters in Tallahassee. Even after matching all 6 numbers, I was in disbelief and took my ticket to a retailer to have it checked. Yee calmly told the Florida Lottery. The clerk at the counter instantly became excited and kept repeating that I had won the $235 million Powerball jackpot. I knew then that this would be life-changing. Los Angeles Lakers star Anthony Davis has been cleared for full contact practice, and his return to game action is imminent, Lakers coach Frank Vogel said on Thursday. It has been a while since Vogel has had a reason to smile when asked about the health of his players. However, Vogel broke out a grin when asked about Davis being reevaluated by LA's medical staff 2 months after leaving the lineup with a calf strain and tendonitis in his right leg. Good news, Vogel said. Davis, age 28, will sit out Thursday's game against Boston and is unlikely to play in the Lakers' upcoming 2-game set against Utah Jazz on Saturday and Monday, according to Vogel. News time is 7:28. We'll have weather and traffic together for you next.
$7:29 on the Get Up and Go show on a Friday morning. It's time for traffic and weather together, brought to you by Code Red Roofers. Bonnie?
Well, we don't have any traffic accidents to report for the Port St. Lucie, the Stewart area. Just keep in mind getting on the Turnpike this morning, some road construction on the Turnpike, Palm City area at mile marker 133 southbound, where the right lane is closed. Use caution. And there's your latest look at traffic. It's a cloudy sky in Port St. Lucie and 67 in Salta, Argentina this morning, partly cloudy and 59. Here's our weekend weather at WPTV.
Happy Friday, sunshines. Waking up this morning to temperatures in the mid-60s under mostly clear skies and some patchy inland fog for the morning drive. This afternoon, warm and muggy, highs reaching the upper 80s, partly sunny skies, and a slim chance for an isolated shower. Overnight lows in the mid-60s once again, a few passing clouds, but otherwise mainly dry. Over the weekend, highs reaching the low 90s, plenty of sunshine with rain chances only at 10 to 20%.
I'm WPTV First Alert meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
If you have a suggestion for the show, we would love to hear from you. Send us an email to WSTUmorningshow@gmail.com. Now let's get back to the Get Up and Go show. Here's Evan and Bonnie.
This is not headline news. Jennifer Lopez and Alex Rodriguez are officially over. A-Rod says he's looking forward to moving on and being unfaithful to other women. J-Lo said of the breakup, it's a road well traveled. Conan O'Brien turns 58 on Sunday. He always celebrates his Jay Leno shows up halfway through and steals his cake. Bill Belichick turns 69 today. Asked what he wanted for his birthday, he replied in incoherent mumbling. Vermont is the most caffeinated state in the U.S. because if there's a wake, it's Vermont. And the state that searches the phrase coffee near me more than any other, Oregon. Not as nearly as much as they search for weed dispensary near me. This is not headline news.
And from not headline news, we go to stupid news.
And now it's time for Stupid News,
It's so stupid and awesome.
where we ask the important questions.
Are some people too stupid to live?
Why are people so stupid?
Are you effing stupid?
You're almost doing it like Bill. Almost like Phil is
All right.
here, like he's present.
I tried.
We're feeling his presence right now.
I tried. He's sick. He's not feeling good.
What's wrong?
Got a cold. The whole family's sick. Yeah, the whole entire family. It went from Rebecca to Veronique to Phil.
I had friends that did that. It went through the entire family too recently.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. But I
Let's
just don't want it to come my way.
Let's go to Rochester, New York, where a Rochester man is facing assault charges after his pizza order wasn't made to his liking. Okay? Think
Did they
about
leave
that.
the pepperoni off the pizza or
I don't know.
something? Or
But
did
according-
he order extra cheese and it was mighty scarce?
You know, according to the Rochester Police Department, police received a call at about 10 o'clock evening at Domino's. Now, police said an employee told them that a man drove up to the drive-through window very angry that his toppings should have been on the side of the pizza so he could put them on himself.
Oh, really?
He requested the pepperoni.
That's extraordinary.
He asked for the pepperoni to be put on the side, and then he wanted to put the pepperoni on himself. The man allegedly threw pizza slices at two employees through the window.
He did not.
Then he pulled out a gun
Oh,
and pointed it at him before driving off.
what was he on?
I don't know.
Swear. He certainly wasn't smoking any marijuana.
I don't know.
The marijuana you think would mellow him out.
I don't know. But just because he ordered the cheese pizza, he ordered a pepperoni cheese pizza, but he wanted the pepperoni on the side so he could put it on the pizza himself.
I've never heard of anybody doing that sort of thing
Well,
before.
people are
Have you?
fickle. People are fickle.
Yeah.
Some people like to do things themselves.
They must picture the employees in there just putting on the side items with their hands
Yeah.
or bare hands or something.
So he
Doesn't he
bring-
know they wear gloves?
He brings the pizza back up there after it was delivered, and he throws slices through the drive-through window.
And the slices probably didn't even get a chance to cool off. They were probably hot slices.
Well, they probably were hot anyway because he was all hot and bothered and
Wow.
all ticked off.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's that story. Let's go to New York, where a parent, oh, this is a good one. A parent is suing to overturn the laws making incest illegal because they want to marry their own adult child.
You mean making
Incest legal. Yeah, legal. I'm sorry. I put the I in there.
Boy.
Sorry.
Oh, that's just sounds so wrong.
The parent seeks to remain anonymous because the request is an action that a large segment of society views as morally, socially, and biologically not right,
What segment of society?
according to court
What
papers.
planet are they on?
Now, legal papers give practically no identifying information, failing to identify the potential newlyweds' gender, ages, hometowns, or the nature of their relationship, except to say they are both legal adults. Now, incest is a third-degree felony under New York law, punishable by up to 4 years in prison. And incestuous marriages are considered completely voided, with the spouses facing a fine and up to 6 months in jail, while ultimately the courts will have to decide. Manhattan family and matrimonial law attorney Eric Rubel has said, it's never going to fly.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
Wow. They want to overturn a law to make it legal to marry your own adult child. That's disgusting.
Yeah, and don't they realize there could be repercussions of there are laws put into that in the
Yeah.
first place for reasons, meaning you're not supposed, can I say fornicate?
Sure.
You're not supposed to fornicate
Yeah,
with
you could say
a
that.
blood relative because of later on you could have a mentally retarded, undeveloped
Exactly.
child.
Exactly.
I think laws are put into place for reasons.
Exactly.
And you're right, but you're right, Evan. Certainly, that will never be overturned.
Now, if you thought that story was weird,
yeah,
this one takes the cake this morning. This one takes the cake. And this is unbelievable.
this is more unbelievable than
Yeah.
the last one.
Yeah.
I found to be unbelievable.
Yes. An Atlanta woman claims she has fallen pregnant after partaking in intimate relations with a used male sex doll that she purchased off of eBay. A used male sex doll.
She's on the same plane as that guy that has all those sex dolls we've
Yeah.
been talking about all this time.
This lady's name is Anita White. She's 38 years old, and she'd recently ordered a male sex doll through eBay when she noticed she stopped having her menstrual cycle after she
Mm-hmm.
did whatever.
Hmm.
Okay. Now, the lady's single and could not explain the surprise pregnancy until her doctor asked if she had any recent encounters with anybody. The lady explained that she had come out publicly about the incident with hope of preventing such a situation happening to somebody else. She says, I would strongly advise to thoroughly wash any used sex doll purchased from the internet and to refrain from lending it to friends or family members.
Wow.
She warned doctors told her that more than likely the doll was never properly cleaned before being shipped to her. And there was a DNA test performed on it to see if the original owner of the doll is the father of the baby.
Oh my gosh. Oh,
Does it get any stranger than that?
no.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, people are strange. But
That story has a lot of tangled webs that we weave.
yeah,
There's so many things wrong with that story.
you're right.
Woman
Oh.
buys doll off eBay. She gets doll. She does whatever with the doll, and she gets pregnant by the doll because the doll wasn't cleaned off properly.
It's just
That's I see the look on your face
Yeah.
is priceless.
oh. I mean,
That's
is she trying to hide an actual friend who might have gotten her pregnant, or hide the fact from somebody that?
well, the doctor asked her if she had any relations with anybody,
Yeah,
and she said no.
she's in.
She could be lying.
Is she even pregnant? Do we know that? For
Yeah,
sure?
there was a pregnancy test run. She's pregnant.
Oh wow.
Yeah, this is a real true story.
Yeah, she's in denial.
She's out there.
She's in denial of who that real father is.
So what is she going to sue the doll for child support? Or is she going to sue the owner of the doll who she bought it from on eBay for child support or paternity? I mean, that's just woo. That's way out there.
Yeah, that's
Way out there.
That's wild.
Let's go to El Paso, Texas, where 26-year-old Sarah Sabbath has spent close to $4,000 on tattoos that practically cover her entire body.
Have you seen anybody like that?
I have.
Yeah,
I have.
that's like you see some people, woo, that, and you go, woo, that's a lot of ink.
Now, she also lost her sight after she tried to have her eyeballs tattooed.
Oh,
Yet,
man.
Yet she insists that she still loves her new look and has no regrets from doing this.
That's a sickness, right?
She says she was left unable to see or do anything after the tattoo artist working on her eyes did not put enough saline solution into the ink mixture.
Man.
Now, an eye specialist eventually gave her a series of drops, which improved her sight, although she admits her vision still bothers her a little bit. She says her many tattoos help her to express herself. They help her to feel that she's whole. She has 27,000 followers on Instagram and said she wants more designs inked onto her face.
She has like some sort of a tattoo addiction. How old of a girl is she?
She's 26.
And it makes you wonder, doesn't she have anybody in her life that can step in and really help her stop her from this?
Well,
it's kind of like, it sounds like to me, she probably gets a tattoo, and then every time she gets a new one, she gets that high, just like when you go shopping.
Well,
you know?
here's the situation with this. And I've heard this from many people who have tattoos. Everybody in my family has ink except me. I do not have ink. That's a personal choice. I'm afraid of needles.
Yeah, but your family members don't have it plastered all
No.
over their entire bodies and are getting their eyeballs tattooed.
No. But they do say, though, and this is, I've heard this from not my family members, but from friends that have been inked up. They say that it's like a drug. It's an addiction.
Oh, boy.
And
Oh.
once you get one, then you want another, and you want another, and another, and another.
Is
and
that
you
true?
just keep going.
Oh, boy.
It is an addiction to some people.
Okay.
People get addicted to it. So
Oh,
Yeah.
it's I'm glad it's something I'm not addicted to.
now you don't have ink, right?
I don't have any.
Okay. Does Gary have any?
Yeah, he has like two or a couple.
Okay.
But he's never
He's not addicted.
got addicted to
where
that.
he gets going and one after another after
Yeah,
another,
thank
which is a good
goodness he
which is a good
hasn't.
thing.
Yeah.
But certain people that get tattoos, they do get an addiction to it.
Yeah.
It's an addiction.
I've
It's a habit.
definitely seen people with
Yeah.
that whole color code going,
Yeah.
up and down their arms and their back
necks,
and
all the way up here and
Yeah.
their face.
a face tattoo
You
even.
see Mike Tyson, the boxer, has that tattoo on his left eye, if I'm not mistaken.
I think you're right. I think he
Yeah.
does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's definitely an addiction
But
without it.
like for young people who are getting in the workforce, and
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you see the young people getting the tattoos too, Evan, like on the face. I would be like, don't do that.
I tell people, all my kids have tattoos that are visible out to the public,
Yeah.
but they are covered when they're at work. Gavin has one tattoo. I let him get one. Rachel and I let him get one when he was 16, just because we let the others. So
Yeah.
I could not say no to him
Sure.
when we said yes to the other three.
Yeah.
So he
yeah.
has the praying hands on his chest, which you don't see at all.
Okay.
That's the only. Now Haley has, down the arms, on the collarbone,
Oh,
on
yeah.
her shoulders, but nothing that's really, gaudy. My
Mhm.
son Dylan, he's got on his side here and on his arm right here, and Darren has on his arm, he has a sleeve. But when he goes to work, he wears long sleeve shirts, so
Sure.
nobody sees anything.
Yeah. Many places you got to kind of cover the tattoos
People
up.
frown on it.
Yeah.
Businesses frown on that.
I don't frown on it myself. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I remember I think the main major tattoo back in the day was girls getting that little rose on the side of their ankle or something.
The ankle, yes.
Yeah.
The ankle.
Which is cute.
Yeah, the little ankle, which is
Yeah.
cute. Which is cute. It's 7:47 on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for news. And it's all brought to you by our good friends at St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin for the best deals in town on precious metals. Head on over and see Hawk Levy at St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. Here's Bonnie with the headlines. Good morning, Bonnie.
Well, good morning. City of Stuart Job Fair helps get residents back to work and employers fill open positions. Here's WPTV's Derek Lowe.
Returning to work on the Treasure Coast.
Just looking for a change and a new start.
Job seekers networking with potential employers in person for the first time in months.
It's nice to have the in-person contact, and get to meet them, shake their hand, and get to see them,
Scott Striegel says it's a great change of pace from virtual job hunting.
I'm glad I came out. It was a great opportunity, I got some good leads, and hopefully it'll work out well for us.
On the other side of the interview is Dustin Spadavecchia.
We're looking to fill line cooks, dishwashers, hostesses, food runners, bussers, servers, bartenders.
He says his new restaurant, Stringers, located in Sewell's Point, is planning to open in 2 weeks.
The biggest position that we're looking to fill that's been the biggest struggle has been, the kitchen staff, hiring line cooks, especially for the new restaurant. It's been a bit of a challenge.
At Thursday's job fair were 26 employers from a variety of industries.
I'm desperately looking for talent. Hospitality, construction are the two main sectors that are looking for people.
Victor with Career Source Research Coast says their next job fair is set for May 20th in Port St. Lucie.
We've hired a few more people. We're getting just a touch closer to where we need to be.
In Stuart, I'm Derek Lowe, WPTV. News Channel 5.
Florida's anti-riot bill is headed to the governor, who has said he looks forward to signing it. Thursday night, the controversial policy cleared its final hurdle, the Senate, in a near party line vote, 23-17. HB 1 was a major agenda item this year, which the GOP majority can now cross off its list. Sponsor Senator Danny Burgess said before the bill was about preserving law and order. Here's local reaction from Tallahassee.
We are certainly going to be allowed to do peaceful protests across our state, and that we will continue to be able to do that. However, we do not want to see actions that we've seen, such as in Minneapolis or in Portland, where property damage enters into the fray.
In my personal opinion, is geared towards silencing the people and dissuading organizers from bringing the community together.
Proposed by the governor following violent Black Lives Matter protests last year, HB 1 allows local police to challenge budgets, opens communities to liability for poor riot control, and creates or strengthens penalties against those it deems rioters. Senator Jeff Brandes, the only Republican opposed, called the bill a missed opportunity for criminal justice reform. For Democrats united in opposition, approval was a solemn moment. Several members addressed the Capitol Press Corps dressed in black following the floor vote. DeSantis will likely waste little time signing the bill upon its arrival. HB 1 takes effect immediately with his signature. Florida's top education official said students should to wear face masks inside of schools. Florida Education Commissioner Richard Corcoran sent a letter to school district superintendents throughout the state on Wednesday, urging them to eliminate their current face mask mandates and instead make facial coverings optional. Corcoran wrote in his letter, "We ask that districts which currently are implementing a mandated face covering policy revise their policy to be voluntary for the 2021-22 school year." And lastly, J-Lo and A-Rod are no longer J-Rod. Officially, Jennifer Lopez and Alex Rodriguez told the Today Show Thursday in a joint statement that they are calling off their 2-year engagement. "We have realized we are better as friends and look forward to remaining so. We will continue to work together and support each other on our shared businesses and projects," they said. Pete Rose's baseball predictions are for sale for $89 a month. Rose announced on Wednesday that he was joining Uptick Trade, a pick-selling website based in Mexico that recently made headlines in the U.S. with a short-lived partnership with the Vegas Golden Knights of the National Hockey League. Rose will be making daily predictions about baseball and other sports. During a conference call with the media Wednesday, Rose said he won't be placing wagers on his picks and doesn't believe working for the sports betting site would damage his chances of getting into the Hall of Fame. News time is 7:52. We'll have weather and traffic together next.
.53 right now on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together. Here's Bonnie.
Well, on our roadways right now for Stewart, Port St. Lucie, we're not finding any accidents to report. Just keep in mind if you're getting on the turnpike in the Palm City area right now, north and southbound, there's some light fog in the area. So just kind of use caution there. There's your latest look at traffic. And we have 68 in Palm City right now. In Patterson, New Jersey this morning is 39. And here's our forecast from WPTV.
Happy Friday, sunshines. Waking up this morning to temperatures in the mid 60s under mostly clear skies and some patchy inland fog for the morning drive. This afternoon, warm and muggy, highs reaching the upper 80s, partly sunny skies, and a slim chance for an isolated shower. Overnight lows in the mid 60s once again, a few passing clouds, but otherwise mainly dry. Over the weekend, highs reaching the low 90s, plenty of sunshine with rain chances only at 10 to 20%.
I'm WPTV First Alert meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
Coming to you live from Stuart, Florida, the greatest little town in the world. It's the award-winning, critically acclaimed Get Up and Go show on AM 1450 WSTU. You're invited to call the show anytime at 772-220-9788. And now, broadcasting live from their palatial studios, here are your hosts, Evan and Bonnie.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Announcer. The date is April the 16th, 2021. It is Friday.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is our final boarding call, and the doors will be closing soon.
Oh, I didn't know we were in Disney World.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
Oh, okay. Well, hold your kids.
Ladies and gentlemen, please collect your belongings and watch your head and step as you exit. Please assist small children by the hand. Thank you.
Oh, well, thank you, too. We will definitely hold all small children by the hand. It's 8:08. Please certify.
It's now 8:08 a.m.
Bonnie, would you grab those children by the hand, please, before you get on the monorail, if you would, please?
Oh, yeah, certainly.
Please
we
hold
wanna
their hands.
Make sure everybody is secure.
Yes, without a doubt. Very safe. 8:08 on the Get Up and Go show. It's open phones time. So you are more than welcome to give us a phone call. 220-9788, 220-9788. This is a part of the show where you get to call in and talk about whatever you want. And I mean whatever you want. Open phones. Anything goes. And I very seldom do that.
Well, what's on your mind this morning, Evan? Anything on your
There's
mind
really
that you want to get out?
There's nothing on my mind. I want to know what's on people's minds. You know, I want to know what people want to know. So I want to try to answer their questions.
Okay, like what kind of questions? Anything topical or
Anything.
or maybe,
Anything.
Maybe things that are going on in the area. That's what I generally like to know, and
Yeah.
we like to pass on to people too. You know,
Yeah.
the good things that are going on.
Exactly. So if you have a question, you can call us. 220-9788. I want you to make my phone ring.
You might have like a Florida man story for us too. We would appreciate. I have one right
Do
here.
you?
You know, real life isn't supposed to be like Too Fast, Too Furious,
Right.
or like the Dukes of Hazzards.
Right.
Well, a driver in Florida smashed through one of those traffic arm gates on Monday.
I heard about
He
this.
tried to jump a drawbridge as it was opening.
Did you see the video?
Could you imagine that? I didn't see
The
it.
car went airborne.
Oh.
I watched the video.
Oh my gosh.
It is breathtaking.
It did look like something from Too Fast, Too Furious.
The
Didn't
guy's
it?
got a big set. That's all I got to say.
So they actually made it across the small gap,
Mm-hmm.
but now the cops are trying to track them down. So apparently it wasn't only one Florida man. There were a couple in the vehicle.
They can't find him. They can't find the guy.
And it was in the Daytona Beach area
Yeah.
where it happened.
Figures only in Daytona.
Just as
something like
the
that would
traffic
happen.
arm gate came down to block traffic
Mhm.
because the bridge was opening, he tries to jump this drawbridge.
He bursted right through. Literally bursted right through.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
The cops say they think they've identified the driver and they're trying to track them down. So, I've got the video right here. I got to take a look at this.
Take a look at that video.
Yeah. Oh my
It's really
gosh.
unbelievable.
Oh, and that's a beautiful drawbridge.
It'll blow
too.
you away.
I mean, look at that. It looked like it was almost like, I can't tell if it's sunset or sunrise there. It
Mhm.
almost looks like sunrise. So maybe this happened in the morning,
Mhm.
but incredible. This person's like in a beautiful SUV. It's like a gray SUV. And oh yeah, here they come.
Right? Give us the play-by-play.
And
And there it goes.
Yeah, it's just insane.
Yep.
They think they're in the Dukes of Hazzard,
So,
of course.
do you mind if I call somebody on the spot?
Who?
It's one of our favorite people.
I have many favorite people. I
Well,
can't tell.
Let's just
I
say
don't
it's
know
somebody that loves
which
being on
one.
the radio with us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
if
and
you want to
it's not Phil.
give someone a call, that would be
Yeah.
perfectly
I mean,
fine.
I want to make sure it's okay with you. That's all. But I gotta. There we go. I was hitting the wrong button. I hope he answers. Let's see here. If he's listening, he may know that we're calling him. Let's see here. Oh, okay. There we go. Let's see if he answers.
Have we talked to this person in a
yeah,
while?
Are you kidding? This person's on all the time. I might be waking him up, but that's okay. Because I love doing things like this. Spur of the moment. But he may not answer because he doesn't recognize, the number. Oh, wait. Maybe he's answering.
Good morning.
Oh, yes. Good morning. Welcome to the show. You're live on the radio.
I saw the number come up and I said, am I going to be on the air? And lo and behold, yes, I am.
That's right. You're live on the air.
Oh, hi, Brian.
Yeah.
Good morning, Bonnie. How are you?
Good. Fine. I saw you on TV this week on WPTV.
Yes.
It
yes.
made my Monday morning this week.
She said you were looking mighty dapper and handsome.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
I talked to one of your favorite people last night on the phone.
Who's that?
Megan McRoberts.
She is one of my favorite people.
Yes. I talked to her on the phone last night because I'm trying to line up my co-hosts for the week that Bonnie goes on vacation. So I wanted to call you and officially tell you, not ask you, but I'll ask you. I would like to officially ask you and extend an olive branch. Would you like to come in one morning and co-host with me for 3 hours? On the morning show.
Now, wait a second. What time do I have to be there in the morning?
You got to be here by 5:30. What time do you roll in the door, Bonnie?
I think by 5:38.
5:38.
Oof, that's pretty early.
Yeah.
We can let you come in about 5 minutes to 6, Brian.
Of course I will. I would be honored to be your co-host.
Wow, that means you have to read all the news with your Boston accent.
Oh boy,
that's going to be an adventure.
We better warn the listeners well in advance.
And then Megan McRoberts said that she will come in the last hour and co-host along with us.
Oh boy! Now, all right, count me in. This will be fun.
Now, Megan would get up at 6, but she did say she needs her beauty
sleep.
sleep.
Needs her beauty sleep.
Yes,
of course.
Yes.
I understand that.
Yes.
Brian, do you need your beauty sleep?
Are you kidding?
During those mornings?
Look at me. Obviously, no.
I got to say about TV, though, what it does to you, and I hope you don't take this wrong, but you know how TV does put a few pounds on you?
Oh, boy. Here we go.
When I was watching that morning, Brian, I noticed that on the
Did it look
TV,
like you went to Ellie's Deli a few times?
Yeah, it looked like it put a few pounds on Brian, to be quite honest. Yeah.
Well, probably. And also I was wearing the tack vest. I was wearing that tactical vest.
Yeah,
which is
blame it on the
bulky.
vest.
But yes, it does. It absolutely does do that. And perhaps, it may be some of my own doing as well. It may not have been just the camp. Who knows?
See, he's pulling a Milli Vanilli on us. It's like blame it on the rain. We'll blame it on the tack vest.
Does that tack vest feel very tight? Does it feel really tight when you're wearing it? And
No.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty comfortable.
Now, we didn't wake you this morning, did we?
You actually did. Yeah, I was in bed. I worked an overnight shift the night.
Oh my! I feel awful.
Had a long day. We worked a job fair at the police department last night, which was a huge success.
I was going to ask you about that because first off, let me officially apologize for waking you. I am terribly sorry.
No, it's not a problem at all.
I feel awful that I woke you. Yeah, I do. I feel really bad. I do.
How many people came out to the job fair?
Yeah, tell us about the job fair.
I want to say it was approximately 200 job seekers came out last night. So it was. We talked to the people at Career Source, the ones who do this thing all the time, and they said that was an amazing turnout, and they did not expect those numbers at all. Just kind of rebounding from COVID.
Yeah,
there's a lot of concerns of how many people would like to come out and do a face-to-face job fair, but it was a huge success.
Did a lot of people get hired on the spot?
That I don't know.
Okay,
that I don't know. I mean, my primary concern was making sure everyone had a parking spot, because that was a challenge right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know the hiring numbers. I'm sure all of that we'll be finding out when they do the final report.
Okay.
Yeah, we first heard about it when you were in here with Merritt Matheson.
Yeah.
And he was really excited about that.
I would like to
job
personally,
fair.
Bonnie, on behalf of yourself and myself, I would personally like to lay claim that we were partly responsible.
All right.
For bringing that many people to that job fair.
Yeah.
I think it was
fantastic.
Listening to the show.
Another thing, I'm glad you called, because tomorrow we have a shred day. It's to a police department.
Mm-hmm.
So from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., any documents with personal information, gather them up today and bring them down, and we can shred them for free.
Okay.
And all the shredding is done on site. So bring as many papers as you want. It says on our flyer 3 boxes. We'll be a little lenient with that.
Okay.
So tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at 8:30 Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. We will be right out front of the building. Just pull up. We'll do all the work and get it shredded for free.
Are you going to have one of those big, like, industrial shredders there?
Yes. Yep.
Oh,
One
great.
of those,
Wow.
Select Shred are the folks that come out and help us out with these. And
Okay.
and yeah, you don't have to worry about a thing. We'll even take the boxes out of your car and load them up for you.
It's great for people who just want to clean out their closets this weekend.
Get rid of a lot of
and
crap.
Get rid of that stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the thought was it's right after tax day. So, we're trying to avoid identity theft and get all these documents shredded properly.
Mm-hmm.
So, but of course, tax day was extended, so we tried.
Mm-hmm.
It was
Yeah,
as
that's
close
true.
to tax day as we could have gotten.
See, I knew there was a reason I called you, because you had something you wanted to promote.
Oh, Brian always does, right?
Always.
All the time.
What else besides Shred Day does the Stewart Police Department have coming up? Anything?
Well, we're also participating in an event at Ocean Republic, which is a restaurant near the bowling alley, and they are having an event tomorrow. I want to say it's from 11 to 2. I'm not 100% sure.
All right.
But they're going to be a dog adoption event.
Oh, wow.
That
Okay.
we will be involved in as well.
Very
So,
cool.
yeah, so we're going to be
Oh.
split up tomorrow. Some of us at the Shred and some at the Ocean Republic, but it's definitely going to be a busy day for us and a couple great things we got going on.
Wow.
I chose the Ocean Republic with the doggies.
Yeah, you
Of
got
course
Bonnie.
you
You
did.
won
Of
Bonnie's
course
heart
you did.
over. You won
Yeah.
her heart over, without a doubt.
Right. Dogs get adopted though tomorrow. That's
Yeah,
terrific.
me too.
Yeah.
All right, so listen, we'll let you go back to sleep. Sorry that we woke you. I
No,
apologize.
not at all. I'm up anyway. So we'll discuss which day next week.
Well, I got to
So-
find out. I don't know when Bonnie's going on vacation yet, so I'll let you know.
Oh,
I have to
okay.
wait. I have to get the official memo
It
from
won't
Bonnie.
be till summertime.
It'll be over the summer.
Sometime in a summer
we
vacation.
got plenty of time. Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Well, the
I'm just
answer is
planting this. I'm just planting the
yes. We
seed.
can warn your listeners well in advance.
And you're more than welcome to do more than one morning if you so dare.
No, well, let's see how one goes. Well,
Okay.
baby steps, Evan.
You might be just one and done.
It'll be like
I
Pringles.
might be. We'll
Once-
see.
Once you
We'll
eat
see
one,
what
you'll
happens
want
to you
more.
Oh, you know what I just thought of? I
Yeah.
just came up with a great idea, Brian. Each week, we have an officer come in from the police department and co-host with me.
Oh, listen, I think it's a great idea,
Uh-huh.
and I will throw it out there to the other offices.
I bet
I'll
I bet there'll be a few that will. Who was the young lady that came in while you were in here last week?
That
with
would be
Mary?
Corporal Tammy Farnham.
I bet you Tammy would take a morning.
I'll ask her.
Yeah.
I will ask
I would
her.
love to do that. That would be so much fun to have law enforcement week on the Get Up and Go show.
Right on.
Well, listen, I can throw it. I can request it and see
Okay.
who would be willing to
All right.
be a part of it.
Okay.
And if I can get some volunteers,
All right.
count us in.
I mean, throw it out there. I mean, we did 5-second rule for like 9 weeks in a row, but that wasn't at 6 a.m. though.
Exactly.
All right. Well, throw it out there.
I will ask the other officers to see if
All right.
they'd like to take part.
All right. Get the memo. Maybe we could even get the chief to co-host one morning.
Of course. Oh, we'll see. And I'll ask them. All
All right.
today.
Anything.
We'll see.
Anything.
I'll get back with you. Evan.
Anything is possible. All right, buddy. Listen, you have a great morning.
You too.
All right.
Thanks, Evan.
Thanks a lot for being
Bye.
on. I
Bye-bye.
appreciate it. Right now, it's time for the Precious Metals Report. It's all brought to you by St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. Gold opening up at $1,780.50 an ounce, and silver opening up at $26.19 an ounce. That's the Precious Metals Report. And of course, it's all brought to you by St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. 8:22 right now on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. Let's head over to the news desk where Bonnie has the headlines this morning. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning, Evan. Authorities in Indian River County are looking for the people responsible for a disturbing case of animal neglect. And WPTV's Megan McRoberts has the story.
Friday night along a gravel road in Indian River County at the 4300 block of 25th Street Southwest. Someone spotted a wire cage tossed to the side, packed with 26 dogs, and called 911.
Those dogs were literally left there to die.
Michelle Quigley got the call that animal control was bringing the dogs to the Humane Society of Vero Beach in Indian River County. Her team racing to find them room and get ready for their arrival.
So we all gowned and gloved in full PPE. And actually just one by one had to triage them and then locate space in the facility for these animals.
The dogs were crammed into the cage so tightly, puppies were smothered underneath bigger dogs.
Literally, they could have been suffocated.
And someone didn't want the dogs to get out.
They had to actually be cut out with wire cutters. The cage was not able to be opened. It was literally appeared to be intentionally that way so that they could not be let out. That was startling.
The dogs range from just a few weeks old to a few years old, and they appear to be Chihuahuas or Jack Russell Terriers.
It potentially looks at as if it may be a backyard breeding operation. We have multiple females, multiple males. In fact, we had a pregnant female. There might be another one.
The older dogs fared well. The puppies were lethargic and dehydrated.
The puppies really needed that intervention quickly.
The Humane Society and Indian River County Sheriff's Office want to get to the bottom of who did this.
We're hoping that anybody in the area may recognize what the dogs look like. Maybe they know of a property nearby that has a lot of dogs on the property. Maybe somebody saw a suspicious vehicle down that stretch of road at that time or in the hours preceding that time.
And the Humane Society is offering a $1,000 reward for anyone who comes forward with information that leads to an arrest and a conviction. All 26 dogs will eventually be up for adoption. In Indian River County, I'm Megan McRoberts, WPTV News Channel 5.
City of Stuart Job Fair helps get residents back to work. Employers will fill open positions. And WPTV's Derek Lowe has more.
Returning to work on the Treasure Coast.
Just looking for a change and a new start.
Job seekers networking with potential employers in person for the first time in months.
It's nice to have the in-person contact, and get to meet them, shake their hand, and get to see them,
Scott Striegel says it's a great change of pace from virtual job hunting.
I'm glad I came out. It was a great opportunity. I got some good leads, and hopefully it'll work out well for us.
On the other side of the interview is Dustin Spadavecchia.
We're looking to fill line cooks, dishwashers, hostesses, food runners, bussers, servers, bartenders.
He says his new restaurant, Stringers, located in is planning to open in 2 weeks.
The biggest position that we're looking to fill that's been the biggest struggle has been the kitchen staff, hiring line cooks, especially for the new restaurant. It's been a bit of a challenge.
At Thursday's job fair were 26 employers from a variety of industries.
I know employers are desperately looking for talent. Hospitality, construction are the two main sectors that are looking for people.
Victor with Career Source Research Coast says their next job fair is set for May 20th in Port St. Lucie.
We've hired a few more people. We're getting just a touch closer to where we need to be.
In Stuart, I'm Derek Lowe, WPTV News Channel 5.
A Land O'Lakes man won a whopping $235 million playing the Powerball. Thomas Yee, age 23, claimed a $235.4 million jackpot prize from the Powerball drawing held on March 27 of 2020 at Florida Lottery headquarters in Tallahassee, and he chose to receive his winnings in a one-time lump sum payment of $138,447. Lastly, you can get prepared for a shucking good time at Fort Pierce Oyster Festival. It's coming. It's coming ahead April 24th and 25th of this year with waterfront shopping, live music, vendors, and free parking. They'll have oysters and seafood, tasty cocktails, free admission. So come out for Fort Pierce Oyster Festival, April 24th and 25th. The Washington football team is still searching for a permanent name, even if that does end up being the Washington football team. Now, the Washington football team is polling fans on a new name, and some of the choices the fans came up with are the Aces, the First City Football Club, the Archers, the Warriors, the Monarchs, the Demon Cats, and the Washington 32 FC. News time is 8:27. Weather and traffic together next.
$8:28 right now, the time on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together, all brought to you by Code Red Roofers. Bonnie?
Well, we're bringing the latest highway report from the Florida Highway Patrol, and traffic is looking like we do see an accident, bringing it up right now. There's an accident on I-95 northbound up in Vero Beach, that area, at mile marker 141. It's I-95 north. No lanes blocked at the moment if you're heading up that way. Back here in Martin County, it's looking like a good ride this morning. There's your latest look at traffic. It's a cloudy sky. It's 67 in Port St. Lucie, and in Stewart, we have 68 degrees. Here's our forecast at WPTV.
Happy Friday, sunshines. Waking up this morning to temperatures in the mid-60s under mostly clear skies and some patchy inland fog for the morning drive. This afternoon, warm and muggy, highs reaching the upper 80s, partly sunny skies, and a slim chance for an isolated shower. Overnight lows in the mid-60s once again, a few passing clouds, but otherwise mainly dry. Over the weekend, highs reaching the low 90s, plenty of sunshine with rain chances only at 10 to 20%.
I'm WPTV First Alert Meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
If you have a suggestion for the show, we would love to hear from you. Email to WSTUmorningshow@gmail.com. Now let's get back to the Get Up and Go show. Here's Evan and Bonnie.
8:31 right now on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time to take a trip to outer space and another place where the one and only Randy Siegel is standing by with a space report. Good morning, Randy.
Good morning to you, sir. Well, it was 1946 when the United States launched the first V-2 rocket from its test range in White Sands. That rocket was recovered from Germany, and it was launched for the first time. The Surveyor 3 became the third spacecraft to land on the moon, unmanned. It reached out, scooped up soil samples. In fact, later on, that particular vehicle was visited by Apollo 12 astronauts Pete Conrad and Alan Bean in November of 1969. And it remains the only spacecraft visited by humans on another world. 1969 saw the flight of the X-24A. That was in command of Gerald at the controls. Then the biggie. In 1970, we had the return of Apollo 13. That spacecraft had Jim Lovell, Jack Schweikert, and Fred Hayes on board. You may recall that Jack Schweikert replaced Ken Mattingly, who was grounded after exposure to rubella. And they had problems on their way out to the moon when they had an explosion. Well, they were able to find ways to get them back safely. Apollo 16 was launched in 1972. That carried John Young, Charles Duke, and Ken Mattingly into space. They landed on the moon. The only one that stayed in orbit around the moon was Ken Mattingly. Duke and Young both explored the moon. And I've got to tell you, some of the stories that they bring back with them from their mission were quite interesting. I had a chance to spend quite a bit of time with Charlie Duke, and I got to tell you, his stories are amazing. 1998 saw the launch of STS-90, and then in 2014, we had the crash landing of the Lede spacecraft on the moon, which was intentional, and in 2018, the TESS satellite, that was a space telescope, went into orbit. Well, the astronauts on board the International Space Station are getting ready to do quite a bit of work over this next several days, to say the least. Shannon Walker yesterday assumed command of her expedition. Russian cosmonaut Sergei Rusakov gave her the keys, literally, for the space station. Rusakov will depart the lab later today with Kate Rubins and Sergei Kushevashikov. They will land in Russia, or actually Kazakhstan, at about 9:35. They will leave the station, and they'll land about 3.5 hours later. They're waiting for a launch to take place on the 22nd at 6:11 a.m. That's when Commander Shane Kimbrough, Megan MacArthur, along with Akihiko Hoshide from Japan and Thomas Pasqua from the European Space Agency, will take flight heading to the International Space Station. 11 people will occupy the orbiting lab until the 28th, when the 4 members of Crew 1 will depart and come home. That's Mike Hopkins, Victor Glover, Walker, and Soichi Noguchi. The day before the departure, Walker will hand over command of the station to Hoshide, who will lead Expedition 65. Hoshide will be the second astronaut overall from the Japanese Space Agency to take the lead in the space station. What makes it kind of fun is that the astronauts are testing their vehicles. Is linked at the same time frame they will use when they fly to the International Space Station. In other words, a dress rehearsal that will take place with the astronauts getting in their capsule, even though there will not be any fuel on board, will take place at exactly the same time that they would normally do on the launch day. It's a complete dress rehearsal that they haven't done before. They've also noticed that there may be a slight problem with the launch vehicle. And it appears with that launch vehicle that they may have just a little bit extra oxygen on board that they did not intend to be there. NASA is going over that with SpaceX to make sure that there will be no problems when they launch to the station. That air leak that the ISS had continues to be in place. However, with the patches that have been put in place, the air leak is now 3 times less than it was and does not pose any problems for the astronauts. We now know that on April 21st, the full committee from the Science Committee on Commerce, Science, and Transportation will convene a nomination hearing at 10 a.m. on the 21st to consider Bill Nelson as NASA's administrator. We've also learned that it appears that Pam Melroy will be announced possibly as early as today to be the deputy administrator for NASA. Melroy is a retired astronaut, which would be perfect to add to Bill Nelson's group. We also note, it's kind of a funny time, if you will, that Pam Melroy, Michael Lopez Allegra, and Scott Kelly will be inducted into the U.S. Astronaut Hall of Fame on November 13th of this year. So you want to be a cosmonaut in Russia? Well, if you do, your salary is going to be, for new cosmonauts, $3,927 per month. If you have experience, your salary just about doubles to $6,545 per month. What makes it even more interesting is that astronauts from the United States or Europe average between $8,000 and $9,000 a month for America, and between $7,000 and $8,000 from Europe. So as a result of that, the Russians, the space agency Roscosmos, at the behest of President Putin, said that some of the astronauts will probably be housed in 144 apartment buildings, where the cost will be extremely low for them. So they may not have a lot of money as far as salary goes, but their housing will be taken care of quite handily. NASA's New Horizons spacecraft has really reached out in space. 50 astronomical units from the sun, 50 times further from the sun than the Earth. New Horizons is just the 5th spacecraft to reach that distance, following Voyagers 1 and 2 and Pioneers 10 and 11. It's almost 5 billion miles away. If you can believe this, traveling at the speed of light, signals take 7 hours to get back to Earth. And if they want to send a message back, it takes another 7 hours for that to happen. I think that's way, way out there, to say the least. NASA's Rex spacecraft began its farewell tour of the asteroid Bennu. It has been orbiting Bennu, where it has touched down and picked up soil that will be returned to Earth. Now they're saying that it's making its last voyages around Bennu before it ventures back to home on September 24th, 2023. On Monday, we hope to tell you about successful testing and SpaceX testing their Starship. So until then, have a great day, everybody.
That's Randy Siegel with the Space Report. He's on the program each and every weekday at this time, giving us the latest and greatest, all pertaining to outer space. Time to head on over to Ellie's Downtown Deli, where Bonnie is standing by with all the delectable treats. Bonnie?
Well, heading into the weekend, maybe you just want to keep it light. Ellie's Deli is serving up a delicious Asian chicken salad, and this one comes with a mix topped with mandarin oranges, carrots, green onions, microgreens, candied pecans, sprouts, cucumbers, and Chinese 5-spice chicken. Oh, this is delightful, and it's served with your choice of a dressing. You can get, of course, fresh jumbo wraps, too, at Ellie's Deli, their signature sandwiches, fresh hot soup included, and everything on the menu tastes grand. You know, Chef Mark puts a lot of love into what he prepares for you. At Ellie's Downtown Deli in Stewart, they now have their patio back open, plus they're at 50% dining inside. With a full menu for pickup or delivery, Ellie's also has full dinners available for takeout, plus their fast as well. Call 772-781-6605 to order and pick up today. They're located at 18 Southeast 6th Street, just off Colorado in Stewart. Call 772-781-6605. Ellie's Downtown Deli in Stewart.
8:43 right now. It's news time. All brought to you by our good friends at St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. For the best deals in town on anything pertaining to precious metals, head on over to St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin and see Hawk Levy. Here's Bonnie with the headlines. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning once again. And Florida's anti-riot bill is headed to the governor, who has said he looks forward to signing it. Thursday night, the controversial policy cleared its final hurdle, the Senate, in a near-party line vote 23-17. HB 1 was a major agenda item this year, which the GOP majority can now cross off its list. Sponsor Senator Danny Burgess said before the bill was about preserving law and order. Here's local reaction from Tallahassee.
We are certainly going to be allowed to do peaceful protests across our state, and that we will continue to be able to do that. However, we do not want to see actions that we've seen, such as in Minneapolis or in Portland, where property damage enters into the fray.
In my personal opinion, is geared towards silencing the people and dissuading organizers from bringing the community together.
Proposed by the governor following violent Black Lives Matter protests last year, HB 1 allows local police to challenge budgets, opens communities to liability for poor riot control, and creates or strengthens penalties against those it deems rioters. Senator Jeff Brandes, the only Republican opposed, called the bill a missed opportunity for criminal justice reform. For Democrats, united in opposition, approval was a solemn moment. Several members addressed the Capitol Press Corps dressed in black following the floor vote. DeSantis will likely waste little time signing the bill upon his arrival. HB 1 takes effect immediately with his signature. City of Stewart Job Fair helps get residents back to work. Employers fill open positions, and WPTV's Derek Lowe has more.
Returning to work on the Treasure Coast.
Just looking for a change and a new start.
Job seekers networking with potential employers in person for the first time in months.
It's nice to have the in-person contact, and get to meet them, shake their hand, and get to see them,
Scott Striegel says it's a great change of pace from virtual job hunting.
I'm glad I came out. It was a great opportunity. I got some good leads, and hopefully it'll work out well for us.
On the other side of the interview is Dustin Spadavecchia.
We're looking to fill line cooks, dishwashers, hostesses, food runners, bussers, servers, bartenders.
He says his new restaurant, Stringers, located in Sewell's Point, is planning to open in 2 weeks.
The biggest position that we're looking to fill, that's been the biggest struggle, has been, the kitchen staff, hiring line cooks, especially for the new restaurant. It's been a bit of a challenge.
At Thursday's job fair were 26 employers from a variety of industries.
I know employers are desperately looking for talent. Hospitality, construction are the two main sectors that are looking for people.
Victor with Career Source Research Coast says their next job fair is set for May 20th in Port St. Lucie.
More people, we're getting just a touch closer to where we need to be.
In Stewart, I'm Derek Lowe, WPTV, News Channel 5.
Miller Lite isn't giving out free beer if you get vaccinated, but they did make a line of shirts with a sleeve missing you can wear to get your shot. The shirts say Almost Miller Time and cost $10, with the proceeds going to the U.S. Bartenders Guild. And lastly, get ready for the Fort Pierce Oyster Festival. That's happening next weekend, April 24th and 25th in Fort Pierce, with waterfront shopping, your live music, vendors, free admission, of course, oysters and seafood. And to find out more, go to fortpierceoysterfest.com. The Nesmith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame announced the list of Hall of Famers scheduled to present the 2020 class of honorees, led by Michael Jordan, honoring Kobe Bryant. Jordan, who spoke at Bryant's memorial service in February 2020, will also introduce Baylor women's coach Kim Mulkey, making him the only Hall of Famer presenting multiple candidates during this year's induction ceremony. Our news time is 8:47. We'll have weather and traffic together next.
Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together. Bonnie?
We do have an accident to the north of us. It's up in Vero Beach on I-95 northbound, and this is at mile marker 141. But if you're traveling up that area, there shouldn't be a slowdown. No lanes are blocked at the moment. Back here in Martin County, it's looking like a good ride, including the Turnpike and I-95 right here. There's your latest look at traffic. It's 68 degrees in Port St. Lucie, and in Rye, England, a partly cloudy 51. Here's our weekend update. WPTV.
Happy Friday, sunshines. Waking up this morning to temperatures in the mid-60s under mostly clear skies and some patchy inland fog for the morning drive. This afternoon, warm and muggy, highs reaching the upper 80s, partly sunny skies, and a slim chance for an isolated shower. Overnight lows in the mid-60s once again, a few passing clouds, but otherwise mainly dry. Over the weekend, highs reaching the low 90s, plenty of sunshine with rain chances only at 10 to 20%.
I'm WPTV First Alert meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
You're listening to the Get Up and Go Show with Evan and Bonnie on Martin County's Heritage Station, AM 1450 WSTU. Now let's get back to the program with Evan and Bonnie.
It is 8:52, approaching 8:53, and coming up just a little bit after 9 o'clock this morning, it's the critically acclaimed, award-winning, riveting Priest and a Rabbi show. You don't want to miss it. And, of course, we welcome in each and every Friday at this time the one and only Rabbi Matthew Durbin. Rabbi Durbin, good morning, and how are you today?
I'm doing very well. How are you?
I'm very good. What for the show today?
So we got an exciting show today. We have with us Todd Newton. For those that may not be familiar, Todd is... Pull it up. Todd is a Emmy award-winning game show host. He is an entertainment host. And we're thrilled to have him on the show.
Todd,
he's going to be talking about old versus new school.
Todd Newton. Wow. Now, what game shows has he hosted? Do you have a list there, just out of curiosity?
I think I do.
Love to know there.
On The Price is Right.
No, he hosted The Price is Right?
Yep.
Now, I thought Bob Barker was like the only host that ever hosted besides Drew Carey.
Yeah, so my understanding too is I think he does the traveling Price is Right.
Okay. I know exactly who you're talking about now, because I have actually seen the Price is Right show that goes on the road and in Vegas and things like that. And he is, I know exactly who you're talking about now. He's remarkable. I've seen him do his thing.
Yeah, it should be neat. I think he's friends with Father Anderson, so it'd be interesting to hear their escapades.
Oh boy, that's
I
not
think
good.
that show center to the south of us and to the King's Center also up in the Melbourne area. I'm pretty sure we've had Price is Right Live is what it's called.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So he would be the host of that. That's really cool.
Yeah, very so.
Yeah.
I see Father Anderson.
Hostess with the mostest.
Yeah.
I see Father Anderson is connected, but he's missing incognito. We have an invisible screen for him. All we see is a black couch with a plaid pillow, which is perfectly fine by me. So without further ado, let's get right to our Yiddish word of the day, Rabbi Durbin.
So, although put in a negative context, the word kvetch.
Kvetch.
To complain, to talk incessantly, to
Okay.
We do it all the time as human beings.
All right. Could you use it in a sentence for us, please?
Oh, Evan, stop kvetching.
That's a good one.
Did
I like
your mom
that.
ever say that to you, Evan?
No.
No.
I never complained.
Never heard that?
I never complained. Never complained. Rabbi Durbin, did anybody ever accuse you of kvetching?
Maybe in my early days.
Okay. In your childhood days.
In my childhood days, my mom probably has said it more than probably a few times.
Okay.
So now that you're more mature, Rabbi Durbin, you kvet a lot less? Yes.
I like to think so. I
would hope so. I would definitely hope so. Well, folks, make sure and tune in a little bit after 9 o'clock, around 9:06. It's Rabbi Matthew Durbin, Father Christian from St. Mary's Episcopal Church. He will be here as well. He'll be tuning in and on the line along with their very, very special guests. It's going to be a great show. I'm really interested to see what the game show host has to say. I mean, I think, I may even have the Price is Right music when you guys bring him on. I'll have to, in fact, there you go. Look at that.
Love it.
So I'll have the music all ready to go for your guest when you bring them on the air and make them feel right at home.
Will he let us know if they're playing Plinko live? Do they bring the Plinko game to the show? I'm hoping.
Yeah, we'll ask him.
Yeah.
I have to tell you, the guy that is the announcer for The Price is Right, the guy that says, come on down, the current guy, he has been a guest on the morning show. We've had him on before.
Yeah.
Maybe I can get him to record something for me to introduce your guest or something. That would be pretty cool. Anyway, make sure and listen to Priest and a Rabbi. They'll be coming up a little bit later on this morning. Rabbi Durbin, always a pleasure to have you on. Thank you so much.
Thanks very much.
All right, very well. Bonnie, the weekend's upon us. What's on the schedule for you for this weekend?
Oh, for this weekend, I just can't decide. Should I see a movie? Should I go out shopping?
Mm-hmm.
Go get a massage? There are just a million things to do.
Oh, you could just do all of the above.
So little time.
You could just do all of the above.
But number one on the agenda is exercise. Because without my exercise, without my health, these body wouldn't be able to do all of the things. So that's exercise completely number one.
Well, this is true. Everybody needs to exercise out in the world. They should exercise to keep themselves in shape. Take your vitamins, say your prayers, of course, and try to stay healthy with all the crap that's going on in the world these days.
Eat healthy too.
Yeah, definitely so, without a doubt. Folks, that's a wrap for us here on the morning show. It's a week down, another week down, and another week closer to 2022. As we say, we're getting into the tail end of the month of April, which that means we'll be, when that's done, we'll be 1/3 the way done with 2021.
But summer's almost here, and can't you smell?
That's right. Everybody's going to have the beach bods without a doubt.
Yes.
Remember, if you have good values on the inside, you won't look for validation on the outside.
Everybody just take care. Have a safe weekend.
Have a great day, folks. We're WSTU Stewart, Martin County's Heritage Station. The news is coming up next, and then a priest and a rabbi. Don't go anywhere. Bye-bye, and have a great weekend. We'll see you back here Monday.